You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop up the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay. Violence and crime is the new headlines. Guns and ammunition, cutlass and knives. With the devil in the heart and a gun in hand. Wicked men spreading sorrows throughout the land. I wonder how can they sleep at night after erasing innocent lives. They should be locked up and thrown in jail. Throw away the key and give them no bail. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop up the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay. Enough is the nation's cry. Let's make a change, let us all unite. When is this madness going to end? Begins with you and me, my friend. Practice to forgive, love and forget. Control your temper when you're upset. Peace and love will always prevail. The seeds of hatred are bound to fail. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop up the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop up the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
One question. It's one question. Do you think that your Vision 2020 is failing?
Well, my friend, when I went to Cuba, I had excellent laser eye repairs. So my vision is excellent. It's fine.
Wait, one more question, Mr. Prime Minister. One more question. Now, you are supposed to be the chief server. Yes? No, the reports are you are not serving the people.
Oh, I don't think that is entirely true. I mean, I serve all the time. Look, I just fired my gardener, my groundsman, and I serve Hazelwater all the time. Okay, no more question, please.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And you know, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And you know, all on sundries are welcome in the village. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what planet you're from. If you're from Pluto, you could come in the village. If you're from Mars, you could come in the village. If you're Sonotania, you could come in the village. If you're from Saturn, you could come in the village. If you have on a yellow jersey, you could come in the village. If you have on a red jersey, you could come in the village. If you have on a pink jersey, an orange jersey, if you're yellow on the outside and green on the outside, you could come. If you're green on the outside and yellow on the inside, you could come. If you're pink on the outside, yellow on the inside, and green on one side, you could come. If you're, which one I miss? All right, when I get to Diana, I'll go get to that. Let me say a special welcome to no other than Diana, Waveney, McDonald, Greta, the Bajan, the Trinbates, Gonian, Stormy, the Storm, McDonald boy.
You ain't say when you're a Bajan, you could come in and see. You're done racially discriminating against Bajans. But that's okay.
No, I say Bajan.
You didn't say Bajan could come in the village. No, you didn't say that.
Oh,
but that's all right. That's why
that's
why them PNM sycophants of yours bashing you. Yeah. You know what you need to do? You need to take that PNM card and burn it on air. That's what you need to do.
Why? No.
Light it and burn it on air.
No, I can't do that. Why?
Burn it on air. It ain't serving you and the country no purpose.
Why
I
should I
say
do that?
burn it. Burn it on air. You mail it for me now. Mail it to me, I'll go burn it for you. Mail it to me.
So anybody who have over UNC card, they should burn it too?
And it ain't serving the country, whoever it is, burn it on air, I say.
Okay,
you hear what that fella singing this calypso that you introduced? You hear the last calypso? How much million they spell on a flag?
I hear that's what I played.
And you want to what? You want to be loyal to a party and certain and you know what? And certain radio stations they're bashing you, and they're calling you a nut, They're calling you a well-established track and field star, a professor, a man that owns his own radio station. They're calling you a nut. Well, they need to go to a damn psychiatrist and get a head check. That's what they need to do. And they're going and this is what I talk about. The oppressor has accomplices amongst the oppressed. That is why he has the might to oppress them. Yeah, well, they come after me now. I was waiting. All of them on them radio stations are running them out. And don't empower the people. Or they're going along and getting along. Come for me now. I waited. I ain't no PNM. I ain't no UNC. I ain't no PEP. I ain't belong to nobody. I only had the alphabet in my name. But you know what? You know what irks me? Up to today, a fellow Trinbagonian is reaching out to me for assistance. But nobody they're going to say, hey, nothing going on in Trinidad. Trinidad nice. And we ain't on the ground and we don't know. And all that going along and people suffering. And all that touting, all that tooting this man horn to the highest hilt. And he calling people children demon. And that's what they like. Yeah, all you shut down them radio station because you all ain't doing nothing for the good. Look, I'm some dear superlative. I vexed today. The storm vexed today. I vexed today.
Well, let me say this, right? You know, um, Diana, I appreciate that, but you see, Diana, a good attorney friend of mine told me some years ago before he passed away, God rest his soul, he said, Wall Street, when they can't find anything to go after you, they go after you personally, and it's called ad hominem attacks.
Because it's
So,
stupid. I say so. All of them is a bunch of stupid, ignoramus people. You see a fellow Trimegonian suffering on the ground and everything. Oh no, everything copacetic. You mean you all cannot call out Dr. Rowley, Imsburg, Donna Cox, and all the foolishness they're doing down there? And all they keep going after Anselm because he have the chutzpah, the marbles, the balls to stand up against Dr. Rowley and tell him he doing kakada. And all they refuse to go after Dr. Rowley and tell him he doing kakada too. Well, I going after all, come for me. Come for the Bajan girl. I'm ready for, I learned all over the past year. I understand how y'all operate. You have nothing solid under y'all. And that is why they're operating with that, with like you're only doing it for a food, all you're doing it for. You all are not true activists. You all are not even not even you all are vexed. Only get vexed today, boy. Go ahead.
Take a pill, Diana. You take a pill?
I'm drinking my lemon water.
You must have a virtual pill for you.
I have plenty pill about here.
Diana, I have to tell you, it's funny, with the demon story, right? A fella, oh no, let me do the superlatives before I get into that. I go do a little editorial on that. So, of course, in the village first again is Nadia. Nadia was first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, right? So Nadia, Tommy won't be with us tonight. He have some family activities he have to attend to. So he wouldn't be with us tonight, right? So Gary, welcome.
Good evening. I seen Amanda Hayes there. You might want to say hello to her.
Yeah.
Hello, Amanda Hayes. How you doing?
Right.
Welcome to the village. And then I saw another new person. We like to subscribe. If you have not subscribed yet, it's free. So whenever we go out, you will our program go out, you will get the alert and you'll be able to join us. Another fella in there. Can't get his name called God. If you can see it, answer.
Yeah, okay. Right. So Nadia was first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Nadia says, Nadia getting better day by day, I think she stopped walking. I see she walked for the past 2 weeks.
Leave Nadia alone. Nadia rested.
I ain't seen Nadia walk. Neither did have I seen Joan walk. Right? I mean, I see them talking and writing. But I ain't see them walking. But it's all right. I feel to go get back to the walking sometime.
I want to get some feedback from Nadia because being that I think she's a school teacher, right?
Yeah, but Gary, wait a minute.
She works at a school.
Gary, wait a minute.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay, let me just go through this here. I noticed that Nadia, all of a sudden, since the storm come the other day, she stopped walking. And Joan, since she went Barbados on a 3-week vacation, she stopped walking too. So I don't know. It seemed like rain and vacation that stop you from walking. So I don't know. I just asking her. I asking if Nadia and Joan, if rain stop. Then maybe I don't just cuss me so.
No, I fed up. Yeah, you laughing, but right now, serious business tonight. You do your superlatives. I ready for them. I fed up for them.
So Nadia says, Anselm, good night, love. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, boy. 10 tonight. I inside, right? I inside. Tommy got good night love to her. But
not Tommy ain't even here.
Yeah, but Tommy only gets 6. Tommy. Nadia take away 4 from she take my 6 and she take away 4 from Tommy. So she said, Diana Benskin, good night, darling. Diana, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So equal. Oh God. Oh Lord, have his mercy. Lord. Nadia said, Gary might have a good night. Good night, dear. Gary only get 5. Gary, you only get 5 there. Don't worry. Joan was 6. Joan, hi guys. Nadia was 7th again. Good night. Vonnie get a green hat. Joan get a black and a blue. Oh no. Good night get a green hat. Vonnie get a black and a blue hat. I think Vonnie in Florida. So when he was in Canada, he said get more emojis. When he go to Florida, he getting less. Joan get 3 emojis. All right. So Joan was 9th.
Joan trying to sound like a Bayesian. Christ, it was great.
It was great.
No, yeah. She put the Christ in there. You got to put the Christ.
Okay. All right. So Nadia says good night, Choice Smith. Choice Smith get 5 emojis, which is the same as what Gary get. Ellis get, oh God, Ellis get 6, but Ellis get more than Troy. He get more than Gary. Ellis, boy, you're inside, boy. Ellis, you're inside. Albert, good night, love. Now, Nadia says good night, love to Tommy and I, right?
Mm-hmm.
She says good night, love to Albert. I know I'm the standout, and I know people watching to see why I have on this outfit. I will tell you about this outfit in a little bit, why I have on this outfit here. We go
yeah,
explain
look like
that.
your shirt on backward, inside out. What's wrong with you? Like you're mad in troops, you know.
My wife asked me the same question. she said, what are you putting on there? I will explain to her in a little bit. But anyway, Nadia said good night, Choice Smith, 5 emojis. Ellis gets 6, so Ellis inside. Albert, good night, love. Albert get 4. Rajvi get 5. Rennie get, oh God, Rennie get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, boy. Rennie inside, partner. Big time. Oh God, and now Nadia gave about 25 to all the people in the village. All right, Nadia. Yeah. So Joan says, I walk in the morning, it's more relaxing. Joan, I walk in the morning and I walk this morning. It's 2 different things, you know. You could walk in the morning for the 3 weeks ago, you know. So tell me that. When is the last time you walked, Joan?
It's too hot up here where I am. To touch the steering wheel burn in your hand. Woo.
No, I went out and run my miles today.
No, it's too hot up by me.
I had to go out and see that. Joan says, be safe, Nadia.
Stormy and the over a weekend day camp. So
I pep in his step. Hey, as soon as we finish this here, I want to call Philip Alexander. I have a question I want to ask Philip Alexander. Hailey, don't tell Philip we calling him, you know. Vonnie Robert, say hi to the fabulous 4 Ansem, Diana, Tommy, Gary, blessings. Hi to you, Vonnie. Oh, look at this. Hi, Nadia, my dear. How was your week? Trust all was well. Stay
Vonnie,
beautiful.
right?
Yeah. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Somebody tell me he went Barbados. So I know how true.
Who, Vonnie? Oh, why? When that was a stopover flight.
Yeah, I have a cousin who work in immigration. This is Vonnie Roberts checking Barbados.
The sea name? Oh God, funny boy. You're getting exposed, boy. Mouth open, toe you jump out, boy. All right, so Nadia get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, boy. Oh God, 20, boy. And of those 20, 10 of them is red hearts, boy. What, boy, Vonnie, boy?
Yeah,
Vonnie says, hi, Joan. Wishing you a wonderful weekend. Stay beautiful. Let me see how much emojis Joan get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Only 9? Nadia get 22. And Joan get 9.
Vonnie's a typical Trini Mailer player.
But how Joan will get 9? Joan get 9 and Okay. Vonnie says, I will try to lock on tonight. Hey, Bonnie in Orlando. Last week I invited myself to Anselm, but like you don't want me to come. I request the same courtesy like Rowley.
Wait. The Prime Minister of Sri Lanka resigned too.
Yeah, but I tell Bonnie I'd send the Ford van for him. Hey, look, we partner, boy. Run the MC. I feel like coming in tonight to hear Jayanti. Oh God.
Hey. Starks cross the water and a whole heap of Prime Minister resigning.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Diana. Your real estate partner in the house, you know?
Yeah.
Your real estate partner.
Oh, you mean Ulrich? Oh.
Yeah. Ulrich must be busy selling all them properties and all those his garden, his plants and his vegetable plants in his garden.
No, I hear they ain't getting no water, so everybody in Trinidad, the marijuana plants drying up. What's going on? I wonder if Twiggy get water to wash his saltfish.
Joan says, sorry to hear you get turned down by Wall Street. That was not nice. Who turned me down? What was
I don't know.
Yeah, Joan say hi to Ulrich. Yeah, Ulrich. You cannot just say hi to a female and just make it kind of dry. Hi, Joan. Come on, man, Ulrich. You've been in the village too long, you know.
Hey, Ulrich married, you know your wife jealous.
This is another thing with married. There's a kind of, this is the protocol in the village. This is not married thing here, it's protocol. You have to follow protocol. Ulrich, if I was you, I would have deleted that and repost it. You know?
Oh, dear.
I would have do it. Alvin King, hey, you inside, brother. You inside. Gary Mabe inside too. Bonnie said, yes, June, Wall Street taking out this political rage on me. I will, at least I have to be okay in this basement. Oh, God. Tikisha, welcome. You're inside. You see, June said, don't worry, Bonnie, God is great. That's how you get in this. That's how you get in this treatment from the PNM. Oh, God. Yeah. Hey, look, Bonnie gone and said, good night, Tikisha. How are you? Trust all is well. Tikisha get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, boy. Oh, God. Bonnie, boy. All right, Tikisha give you all kind of hearts, eh? And some Diana, Tommy, and Gary. Blessed night. We get hearts for so. Look, Tikisha have it done, you know. She have it done pat, you know. Look, Tikisha, Joan, Bonnie, Nadia, Lana, Fish, Chris. Look at hearts. You see? Look, watch, look. Look at hearts, look. Hailey, Ellis, Albert, Troy, Rose. Look at, oh God, look at hearts for so. You know, Anna, I ain't see Joan giving no hearts, though, you know. I ain't see no hearts from Joan. What's that story? Is that how B genders operate? Huh?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Hailey said, oh, yeah.
What's that? All right, so Manda here, welcome. Manda here said, the man said if you come from Mars, you could come in the village. Yeah, anywhere you're from, any planet you're from, if you're from Zuzunda, you could come in the village. Oh, God. Yeah. Joan said, Diana, Wall Street is a diet period. Wall Street, you leave you and say out your mouth. You're just like Rowley.
Who's that?
Leave you and say out your mouth. You're just like Rowley.
Oh, me?
No, Joan say that. Oh. No, Joan say Diana Wall Street is a diet period. She telling you. Yeah. Vonnie said TC and Heavy had a very balanced program. They're not like Google, Isa Shower. Not forgetting the one on Sunday morning. Albert, boy. Albert, you're inside. Albert, I tell you already. Albert, I tell you. Talk to one of your daughters or one of your sons or one of your grandsons or one of your granddaughters or one of your great grandchildren. You know, we had to get up to speed into the 21st century. You know, when you come with a little 1, 2 emojis now. You know, you and Ulrich.
Albert said tomorrow 51 years of marriage and 55 years together. Oh, God.
God, I tell you,
I don't know if I could take on somebody that long. Woo.
What's wrong with you?
That's stress.
Chris Watson, good night, boy. You inside? Chris Watson. Hey, Chris Watson said they only know you answer when they want help and money. Oh God, look at that.
51 years of looking at the same face every morning. Ooh.
No. That's a fantabulous, splendiferous man.
No. That look nice stressed.
Oh, they only know you guys when you need help. Yeah, Diana. When you would say, what's your high blood pressure?
No, I don't have high blood pressure.
No, she was saying watch it. Just watch
my blood pressure is normal.
Yeah, and someone in need your help, they will have respect for you. Okay. Rowley know he can insult his loyalists. We're still going to vote red because of
Joan said, Diane, you're right, that is love.
Yeah, Wall Street, I spent 10 days in Barbados. So good. How was it, Joan? Joan said it was nice, right? Oh, yes, he says it was great. You must visit Barbados. I like Barbados, though, you know. I do like Barbados. The Prime Minister of Sri Lanka just resigned from the call of the people. Things bad. Do you think Dr. Rowley will ever resign? No.
Nope.
It was nice to have TC and Heavy Monday to Friday on a radio program on 91.5. Joan said they're waiting on Rowley Tuesday. Hey, look! Honestly, look this! Lord, Albert boy? Yeah, boy. Let me get Albert a round of applause. Good evening, Lana, Nadia, and Joan. Look, 3 emojis, boy. Albert, take this, boy. Nah. Albert, take this, boy. This specially for you, man. Yeah, man. That's what we like in the village. Albert, take this. Yeah. Inside, man. Yeah. You're inside big time, man. Yeah, Albert, we had to play a nice song for you, you know. Send me a nice song you like. Okay.
He ain't provoking me. He ain't provoking me at all.
I'm looking for Nadia where she said she was walking, and I know Joan said she was walking in the morning. I don't know if she was walking before.
Hailey said the man's name is not Albert.
What is this?
It's Albert.
All your vex. I don't understand this, you know. Why people vex? I don't know if Albert vex. I just call him Albert. I don't think Albert vex. But why other people vex? I call him Albert. We growing up in Chumakak, we don't pronounce whole people's name. It's too long. We cut it in half. You understand? Like my name was Silbert. They call me Butty. Yeah, call me Silbert. Just Butty.
And I hear you used to cry.
I used to cry?
Yeah, I telling you who told me you used to cry. The person used to tease you every day. I used to go home crying. Poor Ansel.
I don't remember that. Albert, happy anniversary, 51 years of marriage. I've been married now 34 years. So this year will be 34 years, Albert. This will be 34 years. So congratulations to you, man. 55 years together. That is fantastic. That is splendiferous, tremendous, marvelous, and fantabulous as well. Happy anniversary. And as Vonnie say, may God continue to grant you long and healthy life and grant you all your wishes. Absolutely.
Yes, happy anniversary, Albert. I don't know if I could take on a man 51 years. I know. I can't take him on a day, a week. He had to live by himself.
I tell you, you're an outlier, you know.
He had to live by himself. I can't take you on for a week. God. Yeah. He had to live by himself.
Albert say, Anselm, you're provoking PNM Balize clown trying to provoke my loving friend, sweet Diana. Albert, I don't think we should call people clowns, you know, because clowns are the most intelligent people in the circus. Albert, you just read that from Hailey. Oh, Albert say, I know my wife way back in 1950, first day at school, ran around and returned in July 31st, 1967. Hmm? Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, boy, all of a sudden, Albert real good now, you know. Albert said good evening, highly with an emoji, boy. All they say we just do things in the village. All they say we just do things. Right? Right? We just move things up now. All right. So what is I wanted to say? I wanted to say something. Oh, yeah. I want to say something, right? I'm gonna go solo here. So, all you see this shirt I have on here? SHU. So I attended Seton University on a track and field scholarship from 1978 to 1982. And this shirt I have on here, you know, I should have bring the picture, boy. I will get the picture next time. This shirt I have on here is the first uniform they gave us when I came to Seton in 1978. This is our running outfit. We had this outfit and then we had our pants. Well, I don't know where the pants is, but I know I kept the top. So this is the top here. You see it's, I'm gonna go this way. You see SHU, Seton University, right? And this, I just went in the closet and I saw this outfit and it reminded me. So think about this, right? I came to this country in 1977 and in 1978 I was at Seton University. So this shirt that I have on here, folks, is 44 years old. 44 years old. Think about it, right? And the reason why I keep these type of things is for memories, to remind me, you know, where I came from in Chumaka, Claventil, and that I was able to attend Seton University on a full track and field scholarship. And I was talking to one of my teammates from back then. You know, we attended Seton from 1978 to 1982. And he was talking to a friend, and the friend was saying, you know, when you leave college today, you leave college sometimes with, you know, $250,000 debt. And when I left college in 1982, I didn't have a single penny debt because back then my parents could not actually afford half of one credit for me to go to college, right? So as I told you guys, my parents worked 10 days in Trinidad and Tobago, and my mother never even graduated from high school, right? So the only way I was going to go to college was through either academics or athletics. And that is my journey, you know, to go to college and make something of myself, you know, coming out of Chumaka, Claventil. So I just wanted to put a little remembrance, and I put on this shirt just to remind me, to keep on reminding me, you know, of, you know, all these years from way back then. So, you know, and I always said your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for you. Because when I was putting on the shirt tonight, my wife was like, why are you putting on that? I said, well, you know, just for memories. That is it. Just for memories.
Nice.
Yeah. So
what year you said from?
1978. And it fit me good too.
I think nothing from 1978 will fit me now.
Well, look how it fit me like a charm, boy. Look let me show you again. Yeah? Watch me. It real fit. And I just only kind of shoot underneath just to make it look a little presentable now. But look, it real fit.
Maybe a pair of socks. My foot get bigger. Everything else get bigger. Nothing fitting me from 1978. I can tell all that now.
Now, this is Sharon John, right? Sharon John. And I'm not sure which Sharon John it is. But Sharon, if that is the Sharon John, just put it in the chat and then I can say. Sharon John says the amazing thing is that it fits perfectly.
All you running, you're doing paying off.
Oh God! Let me give all that joke, right? This is serious, right? So, you know, I go for my physical once a year, right? Every year I go for my physical, right? And the last time I went, and I'm normally weighing about 148 pounds, right? And when I went on the scale, the my doctor said, well, the person who weighed me said, Mr. LeBon, you're 152. I said, what? I said, I gained 4 pounds. The woman looked at me like if I was a madman, you know. So when I came back home, I said to my wife, I said, you wouldn't believe what happened. She said, what? I said, I gained 4 pounds. She looked at me and she started to laugh. She said, you serious? I said, what do you mean by I'm serious? I'm serious. I gained 4 pounds. It looked like if she wanted to slap me or something. You're like, get the hell out of here now, boy. 4 pounds is nothing. And I'm like, in running, 4 pounds can make a significant difference.
Oh.
Right? So, I mean, so that's my story and I'm sticking with it. So, yeah, I hope that is the Sharon John that I know. Anselm, all right, here's what Albert says. Anselm, you can do more for Trinidad and Tobago than the country can ever do for all government. Let all this pass then. Okay. Kapiza, welcome. Good night. Great is the PNM, Kapiza says. Good night. Oh God. I see funny pub that one day. Then you gotta read that in silence.
No, we said.
You gotta read that one in silence. Look
Funny, I don't want none. I good. All of them is stress.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Diana Hiley says, remember Diana only speaking from experience with men she choose, eh? That's not a general statement.
All of them is stress. I don't care which one. You hear it from my friends. All of one is stress.
Yeah, Triplets, good night. Good night. Gary, you're quiet, boy. What's the story?
Just listening.
Yeah, so we get all these things out of the way, you know. We just always have to get these people out of the chat, out of the way, you know. Yeah. So, and I told my quick story, you know, about it. But I wanted to talk about. I think as a prime minister, you have to act prime ministerial now. And sometimes people try to defend the indefensible because you're a member of that party, right? And I think sometimes, you know, you have to call a spade. And I just like to tell it like it is, you know, and whoever don't like it, that's fine, you know, because we're all entitled to our opinion. And I feel that, you know, the prime minister have to pick his words more carefully. He have to choose his words carefully because he's the prime minister of 1.4 million people. And it doesn't matter if you may think something, it's not all the time you have to actually express it or say it, right? And when you are going to call people demons, whether demons are caused the country, whether demons from planet Mars, it's a word that you should stay away from. Because are the cops that killed those 3 guys, are they demons too? The cops that killed these 3 innocent men, are they demons? The one kid up in St. Barb that was shot and the police had to release him without any charge. Is he a demon or is the police a demon? For the guy that fell out the chair and died, right? And he was killed, actually killed by the cops. Are those cops demons? For the 18 police officers who killed the 3 kids up in Nova, are they demons? Who are demons? Are the kids demons or are the cop demons? I'm asking that question to Dr. Rowley.
Wait, I have a question for him too. The people that abusing the children in the children's home.
Correct. There we go. Are they demons?
Them is angel.
Right? For the people who bothered Akim Chambers, are they demons?
Angel.
Are they demons, Dr. Rowley? What about them, Dr. Rowley? You didn't call them demons, Dr. Rowley. You didn't call them demons. I want to know from Dr. Rowley if those people are demons too.
Angel.
No, we had to ask the question because you want to go up there and you would use the prime minister, right? You calling people demons, right? And these people who they don't want to think critical. Yeah, them fellas is demons. I even have a fella here talking to me. Yeah, them boys is demons. Them is demons. So all them kind of thing. So them people who committed Hans Booth from in the zoo who was looking at all kind of porno. He's not a demon. That was all them demons. So wait now, it was only them little black youths as demons, right, Dr. Rowley? I want all to look up something, eh? I want all, and I will play it for you. I want all to look up something, eh? Let me play it here. Let me play it. I will play it. Let me play it. Rather than you guys look it up. Let me play it. All right? This is something I want people to look at. So let me just play this real quick. This is the demon from St. Barb's. This is the demon.
Barb's area. This is one of the survivors from the shooting on Saturday that claimed their lives.
All you see one of the demons, right? All you see, right? This is one of the demons Dr. Rowley talking about. Shot, right? And they had to release him with no charges. Zero. No charges. None. None. No charges, but Dr. Rowley calling them demons. Let me just listen to a little bit.
Remember initially we had spoken with the mother. I'll show you a little clip of that. We had spoken with the mother, and this is Malachi, the one who was shot in his hands. But very interesting, yeah, very, very interesting. No charges. He was released and whatever. What I really want to find out, I mean.
All you hear that? All you hear that? All you hear that? No charges, and he was released. But you, Malachi, is a demon. Dr. Rowley label you as a demon. You know why he's a demon? Because you're from St. Barb's. That's why he's a demon. Eh? Let me go on. Let me go on.
I'm so happy that you're alive because he was grazed across here. His hand was shot here. He was grazed on his foot here and his right foot here. Tell me exactly what went on. You all went to this party in Diego. You can speak up a little bit because I left my mic in the car. In Diego Martin, and after that, what exactly went on?
He was coming down the highway, down Midtown, and the police officer who was driving the vehicle come up on the vehicle, and that he didn't put on a siren as yet. And he was just continuing driving because we thought that was normal. And then after he put on the siren, and the driver got frightened and continued driving. And then they started fire shots in the air for the driver.
So when they started the fire shots, what was the mood like in the car? People, like your friends that the three that died. What was your last words like? What they were saying when they realized the police were shooting at the car?
Well, nobody never was saying anything. Everybody was slow down.
Yeah.
Good. And I want to say something else, sir. Now, the Prime Minister of Japan, is that what the former Prime Minister of Japan just happened to die recently, right?
Right? Assassinated,
right? Think about this, right? Dr. Rowley sent condolences to him. But you know, he didn't send condolences to these three families that died. I want to let you think about that. Right? Them demons and them who died. He don't send no condolences to them family, you know. But the former Prime Minister of Japan who was assassinated, he sent condolences to them. Boy, look.
So, when they started the shoot, when did you realize the car was hit? Like the glass was shattered or anything, and the glass was shattered in the car? He was shooting while I was driving through Port of Spain too. There were shots, though. But
when he was coming on highway in Diego, there was fire shots.
And when you all reached into the capital, Port of Spain, and going through the side streets and whatnot,
there was fire shots.
They were just and when you realized that your friends were shot, so you were slouching down. So when the car crashed, you heard any. So when the car crashed, your friends was alive?
Yeah.
Everybody was alive?
Yeah.
So when the car crashed, the shooting started?
Yeah.
Oh, look.
So when the car crashed, the person did.
Look.
You know what? They need to put a lawsuit against the TTPS. That is police brutality. Murder, plain simple. I calling it murder. All you murder them three boy and them three young men. And you, Dr. Rowley, ain't offer no condolences to them. man. And you people on those radio stations in Trinidad and Tobago, y'all not calling him out for what he's doing, and y'all still sounding his horn. He's doing a great job, huh? And Minister Hines, the PNM,
by the time they get to age 17,
they come out
of the school, they're no longer under the school disciplinary umbrella. They're now out there in the society. Some of them are working, some of them liming, some of them training to handle firearms. And a whole wave of violence is unleashed. And you ask yourself, what would have happened between the primary school angels and the demons that the police is confronting from time to time?
Okay, so by
the time they get to age 17 and they come out of this.
What about the demons that are confronting these kids and them? What about those demons, Dr. Rowley?
Talk your talk.
Hey, Dr. Rowley, what about those demons, Dr. Rowley? Dr. Rowley, look.
Talk your talk, Ansel. Talk your talk.
What about those demons? They're not demons. What are they, Dr. Rowley? Talk about them too,
Yeah.
I want to tell all you about internalized oppression. All you may not know about it. But let me bring that to all your attention. What is internalized oppression? And I have to tell all you, Dr. Rowley is suffering from internalized oppression. I want a little look it up. Let me bring that to all you. Let me bring that to all you.
And you know what? Nobody, right? Nobody seems to be addressing something like that the community is the cornerstone, the wealth, the power, the powernomics. Nobody seems to be suggesting this and teaching this to the youth, because he wants to know how they become these angels to demons. You're not putting any programs in place. You're not doing anything. You're not putting any grants in place. 2 years of lockdown, broke down, shut down, everything. And while we're on the word lock, the gracious Prime Minister in Barbados used the word national pause. I tell you about your language. Lockdown, broke down, shut up, put a mask over your face. $32 million you put on these oppressed people, internally oppressed people. $32 million in fines. I have a whole heap of the same little demons. You have them locked up inside jails waiting for a case that they just maybe on remand and they may be innocent. And you calling these children demons? Who is the demon now? The judicial system that have these children locked up for so long. Some of them 10, 12 years, I understand, waiting on a case. Who is the demon now? Answer me, Dr. Rowley. Who is the demon? The Attorney General. Look, I'm fed up. Who's the demon? And when they lock them down in there, and you're not, there's no kind of support system. I understand they're defecating in buckets. 8, 10 of them in one room. They're living like animals. And then if they do come out into society, they're not properly reintroduced to society, and you want to call them demons after treating them that way?
And Diana, you see, now, listen to this, Albert Montano says, check the wall on the Republic Bank at the corner of Chacon Street and Independence Square, and you see how many bullet holes. You see, Diana. Anyway, let's go for a quick station identification. When we come back, we're going to talk about internalized oppression that Dr. Rowley is suffering from, and on the heels of that, Fitzgerald Hines followed him up to show how he's internally oppressed as well. When we come back, we're going to address those. It's in the Village with the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and 7 to 10 p.m. Let me tell people this. You see, anyway, we're going to address this when we come back. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Education, education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show, to enjoy any kind of happiness. Knowledge is the key to success. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you're going to catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't allow idle companions to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you got to learn today.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village to the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And let me say a special 87th birthday to the Mighty Sparrow. Is 87, Diana?
Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
87,
yeah.
87.
Yeah, happy 87 birthday.
Bird
So
is going, yeah, he's hanging in there, yes.
Yeah, let's bring in our first guest, no other than Senator Jayanti Lutchmedial. Senator, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm trying to be as good as you.
All right, good to be back again.
Yeah.
I vex, Senator. I vex. I in a bad mood. I don't like what's going on with my people. I vex. Good.
So, Senator, talk to us. You wanted to talk to us about, I think, the bail bill. Talk to us about what.
Yeah, I invited her on that to give us a little education on what she's trying to accomplish there.
All right, so talk to us here in the diaspora about what is this bail bill. By the way, it passed in the parliament or?
No, it didn't pass the parliament. The opposition voted against it, and the 5 of the 9 independent senators voted against it. 1 independent senator abstained, and only 3 voted with the government on it. So I'll give you just a synopsis as to why the opposition decided it was not going to support this bill. Of course, the misinformation is that we are supporting criminals and that kind of thing, which is the type of argument that they would want to run against us. But the fact of the matter is that the law has been in effect for 3 years and crime has still increased. So the promised effect of the bill, which is that it would bring crime down and help the police to control crime, really hasn't materialized. Now, of course, I heard the Prime Minister when he came back from Suriname, they like to run this argument that, yes, things got worse, but if we didn't have it, it would have been so much worse, which I find very speculative and really doesn't take the argument any further. The point is it was meant to be a tool. The police was touted to be a tool that was needed to bring crime down. And that didn't happen. But more than that, is that since the bill was passed in 2019, there have been developments in the law, things that have happened, which say that how you deal with crime and so with bail is unconstitutional for the parliament to mandate that judges cannot grant bail in certain circumstances, and that is just so, it's a ruling that is there in relation to the crime of murder, but the same concept applies across the board. So for the government to bring this bill back now to the parliament and to say, well, that is how the court ruled with respect to murder and not other offenses, because they want to deny people bail for if you have a pending charge and you are charged again for a similar type of offense and all that. And that's why I keep saying is that the bill is a serious bill, because it means that you never actually get your day in court to prove your innocence, and you are denied bail. So before anybody has a scrap of evidence against you in relation to your first charge, your second charge, any charge, you could be denied bail and remanded into custody for up to 120 days, which could be extended to up to a year if the prosecution start your case, not finish the case, start your case, which means that they just have to take one witness in the matter. And, we felt that something so draconian and so serious, which takes away people's constitutional right to apply for bail, must, at least be able to show some results, which really, didn't happen for the last 3 years. So that's a synopsis as to, what transpired. We made those arguments, and, I think that the country as a whole, if you read all of the editorials and so on, that have been out there since this debate began, it is clear that everybody is seeing that the bill really did not accomplish what it said it was going to accomplish, and so there was no real justification for extending it.
But Senator,
okay. Go ahead, Anna.
But Senator, doesn't holding suspects for months in remand, isn't that a financial burden on the government and on the suspect themselves? Why would you want to do that for the government? You already have people in there that apparently they're not being held in, should I say, a comfortable domicile. I mean, you're not, if you're in prison, it's not supposed to be like your home, but at least you're supposed to be treated humanely. Let me use humane. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So why would you want to prolong these individuals' suffering
and the
even more?
The government themselves brought evidence that I can't remember which debate it was. I think when they were moving to release persons who had been convicted for minor offenses during the COVID time, right? Because they released a number of people who had been convicted for marijuana possession and things like that, when to reduce crowding in the prison with the COVID outbreak. And they said it was costing the state about $50,000 a month for each person on remand. So my thing about it is that this is the argument that we were asking about. An alternative to because the whole point of remanding someone into prison is to know where they are. They say that, limit the risk of reoffending, make sure they don't kill witnesses, go and interfere with witnesses, intimidate them, all of that. But, you could keep track of people with electronic monitoring. Now, when we made the argument about the bail cases, so they said they don't have enough electronic monitoring bracelets to be able to do that. But I made the bracelet cost $12,000. And, I think it was $25,000 per month to keep someone in prison. And, so for 1 month, for one detainee in the remand yard, you could buy 2 electronic monitoring bracelets. And you could start putting the people, out there. And you're right, it's a financial burden, not just on the state, but on the person as well. Because when you go to prison for 120 days, if you had a little job somewhere, these broad brush type of legislative measures assume that everybody that the police lock up, they wasn't working nowhere. And you're a gang member, you're just a tout, you're just smoking weed on the block all day. And that is how the government try to broad brush and characterize everybody. And you don't realize that these people might actually be innocent. They might have been set up. They might have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not saying that all of them are innocent. Some of them might be guilty, but it might be a state of they actually might be gainfully employed. And when you put them in prison for 120 days, they lose their job, they whatever. So it's a financial burden on both sides. Not to mention, the social impact of going to prison when you come out after 120 days. You're stigmatized, you can't get employment, so many different repercussions could occur as a result of this. And as I said, if it was making some grave impact and some big dent in the crime statistics, well, then I might say it could be, somewhat justifiable. But we haven't seen that at all. We've seen absolutely no real impact in terms of the crime situation. So how can we justify that type of action when that is the case? And you're not seeing any type of thing going there.
Now, Senator, did you guys make like any amendments to the bill in order to amend it so there could be, some sort of coming together with respect to the bill? Or is that I don't know if that's protocol, I'm just asking.
Well, at any point in time when you have legislation like this, you might want to try to discuss perhaps with the opposition. I didn't get that, but I think that the opposition had made it clear from before that we were not really going to support this because, again, you see, it's not just about the results and all of that. We have to take into account the legal developments that took place. If you have a judgment coming out of the court saying that, look, Parliament cannot interfere with the discretion of judges and magistrates to be able to grant bail, then why are you bringing this legislation? And that is why I said, and people say, well, I wanted to make this argument, but the thing about it is that it would be struck down because the same principle applies. If the principle of you cannot interfere with the judge's discretion when it comes to murder because it violates what you call the separation of powers, if the court has already ruled on that, wouldn't the court rule the same way in relation to these other offenses? You know what I mean? So it's ridiculous for them to do so. So we made that position clear up front that, look, apart from all of the conditions on remand, the fact that the thing hasn't worked, it is disproportionate in terms of, the violation of people's rights as opposed to the safety and security of the community and all of that. The thing is just plain out, it has been deemed illegal. Let me tell you how ridiculous it is, right, to bring this legislation. Right now, the law of the land in Trinidad and Tobago is that if you are charged with murder, even if you have previous convictions for offenses involving firearms, drugs, whatever it is, convictions, not accusations, convictions, not pending matters. You have convictions and then you serve your term, you came out and then you were arrested and charged for murder. You are entitled to go before the court and make an application for bail. But if you are arrested for a wounding or something like that, and now the police come and accuse you of a second offense, such as shooting or possession of a firearm or something like that, or committing a robbery with a firearm, and they lock you up a second time, you have no right to apply for bail. So a man who has, and you're not convicted of anything yet, both matters pending before the court. Both matters are pending. So you have never actually been found by a court of law to be guilty of anything. You are supposed to enjoy the presumption of innocence. And you cannot approach the court for bail. But a man who was previously convicted for serious offenses and is now charged for murder, which is the most serious offense you have, he would be able to approach the court and apply for bail. Now, that in itself is absolutely ridiculous. And it makes no sense. So the point is this. What they have to do is find a better way to manage offenders who are out on bail. And, the issue of dealing with crime. Before I came on, you all were playing one of the favorite songs of mine from Sparrow, which talks about the value of education. If you want to tackle crime, you have to start from the beginning. You have to start with opportunities for people. You have to start with jobs. You have to start with fixing the economy. You have to start with the school system, with children being exposed to the gangs and being recruited into the gangs. You have to fix it. Prevention is better than cure. We all grow up hearing the old people say that. That's
exactly.
How you take care of your health. You don't wait. It's just like healthcare, right? Do everything humanly possible to make yourself sick, and when you get sick, well, you look for the cure after you get sick. You try to take care of yourself. Crime is the same thing. Crime is about prevention, detection, and then rehabilitation. Those are the three stages of the system that you have to deal with. So you cannot come and say, well, look, let's just pick up all these bad boys and put them in jail for 120 days. That's solving crime. No, because the criminal justice system is also not doing anything for them. When they come out, they're worse off than they went in. And I raise the issue, the debate about the evidence being put forward all the time that the gangs are operating in the prison. So you could go into that prison as a first-time, small-time offender or something like that. And by the time they're done with you in 120 days, you come out there a seasoned gang member. Because survival in the prison, a lot of people don't know this, but survival in prison, particularly in remand yard, is dependent upon you making some sort of allegiance and alliance with a gang leader or someone who is essentially, part of one of the gangs. So the whole idea of denying people bail, where you are ignoring all of the things that you need to do to prevent crime, when you are ignoring all of the things that you could be doing to raise the detection rates and the conviction rates, and when you are doing absolutely nothing to rehabilitate offenders, it really just doesn't make sense, because you are mismanaging the economy. You have destroyed the education sector. You have whittled away so many of our social support services that you're putting people on the pathway to committing crime. When you do commit crime, 3 out of every 10 offenders in this country will never be caught, because our detection rate is something like 30%. All right. So if 30 people get shot, if 10 people get shot this weekend, only 3 of them will end up with someone being arrested. And how many of them will end up being convicted? Even less than that, because the conviction rate obviously is less than the detection rate. And it will take 10 or 15 years for the matter to move through the court system. And even when that happens now, and let's say out of that 3, let's be optimistic, 2 of them get convicted and 2 of them end up in prison. When the 2 of them serve the term and they come out, they can't get a job. They can't get anything. What they are psychologically not equipped to re-enter society and become meaningful and contributing members of society. So they come out of prison just, there's no parole system where they have to check in and somebody has to see how they're doing and whether or not they are reintegrating in society properly, things like that. I mean, anybody who has, you don't even have to live abroad. You have to just watch TV. You'll understand that that's how things operate in foreign countries. When you look at some of the countries with the lowest crime rates in the world, the prison system is a comprehensive, rehabilitative place. So you don't just have people like hamsters on a wheel spinning, going around and around. We are producing more hardened criminals in the prison and putting them back out into society to commit more crime, and we solving crime by detaining people on bail.
No, go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, so what I see in here is, Senator Jayanti, is that you raised a good point that about the social structure, the educational structure. These are the things that we need to fix in the community. That should have been done ages ago. So that's the result of the chaos that we have here right now. We want to go and use the gun to kill out the problem and cut the course and cut all the work that should be done and make excuses. It's like you're really putting that bandit. No, I am not against the police shooting any criminal that's shooting at them or fully engaging them. That is not what I am against. I'm fully in support of the police defending themselves.
Well, Gary, I'm not for police shooting at anybody if they don't know that they are criminals. I just want you to know that.
No, well, I'm talking about in a full engagement where it is a hostile situation. The police has no choice. A civilian has no choice either. But what I'm saying to you is that we see that it's like what they're trying to do is basically a whole cover up of where we fail, as you said. But we need some serious revamping with the training of the TTPS. There's too much arrogance. There's a lack of resources, as we know, within the TTPS, and the police draws the gun for the wrong reason.
Well, it's police training is one thing, resourcing, you really want to have, if police come under fire or if someone's life is in danger, of course they have to draw the gun. But, there are questions being raised. Okay, and I don't want to pass any judgment on it, right? But when you have autopsy saying that the 3 men who were shot over the weekend were shot in the back,
Yeah.
That raises serious concerns about whether the police really felt that they were in danger, whether it was right for them to shoot, etc., etc. And what have we been clamoring for all the time and saying that we need for this is CCTV and also the body cameras
Yeah, the
that
body
police will be
cameras.
wearing. Those things would support, and it's about accountability, because if the police know that, listen, I'm armed with a body camera that eventually, you know, somebody's looking on somewhere, it's recorded, it's there, they would act more responsibly. You know, if you had overall CCTV coverage throughout the country, you know that you are going to be captured somewhere at some point in time, and that doesn't just apply to police, it applies to all criminals who know that the likelihood that they will be captured on CCTV, that they would be there, that it's easy to catch them, that the evidence against them in the court. You see, and that's the other thing about bail, and I keep saying that why a judge or a magistrate is equipped to really deal with the question of bail and not a broad brush approach like what the parliament is trying to say, once you are charged, no bail, is because they can inquire into the facts and circumstances of the matter. If the first time you go to court and you are charged, the prosecution is able to come and say, well, you know, we don't want this person to be granted bail, and the evidence we have against them is that we have CCTV footage linking them to the scene of the crime. We have DNA evidence linking them to this particular crime. We have fingerprints. We've picked out fingerprints. I can't tell you the last time I've heard of any case in Trinidad and Tobago where they, you know, were able to lift fingerprints properly and use the fingerprint evidence to convict someone in terms of you know, them being there in a robbery or something like that.
Forget about the DNA. The DNA takes a year to get back, right? Almost.
Well, more than that, I read in the newspaper that they're now trying to get DNA testing for a case that's a murder case that happened 16 years ago or something like that. They're now trying to get the DNA evidence. Look at the Sean Luke matter when that happened. They were now trying to get the DNA some years later. When we asked questions in the parliament about samples waiting to be tested earlier this year, there was a backlog of 16,000 samples waiting to be tested at the DNA, at the forensic, not just for DNA, other things like blood samples and firearms to be examined and all that. But there was 16,000 exhibits linked to cases backed up at the Forensic Sciences Center that hadn't yet been dealt with. So, you know, and you cannot proceed with criminal matters in the court until the exhibits are tested. The case doesn't start. So all of those things contribute to the delays in the system as well. And unless they, you know, willing to fix all of these things, I keep saying, just denying bail is not something that is going to fix anything in the meantime.
So, Senator, someone asked a question, right? I think you answered it. It says, ask Jayanti why they're not supporting the bail bill. So I think you already answered that. But yeah. my thing that, in addition to that, is that, you know, what in the Senate, what does it take in order for both the government and the opposition, or this doesn't happen because it's just opposition and government? What does it take in order for a bill to pass for the people of Trinidad and Tobago? What does the opposition need in order for a bill, you know, to go forward for the betterment of the people of Trinidad and Tobago?
See, and again, this is a narrative that the PNM like to create, that we don't support any legislation. But the bill passed in 2019 because we supported it. The previous versions of the anti-gang bill passed because, you know, the opposition supported it. So when they come to us and say that, look, this is a measure that we are introducing to curb crime and it's a fight crime and so on, we support it. But we you know, you have to convince us that it's working. This bill had in 2019 when it was passed, you had what you call a sunset clause inserted in it. And the whole point of the sunset clause, right, is because you want to have an opportunity to come back to the parliament and examine whether or not the bill is working. So for us to support it for a second time, then at least come with some evidence to show us that it's working, and we haven't seen that, and we didn't support it. It's the same reason we didn't support the anti-gang legislation. But more than that, if you want us to support something, it cannot be something that has been already adjudicated upon by a court, and the court have already found and ruled that the thing is illegal. As I said before, and I explained, how could the court rule that it's wrong for Parliament to do this in relation to murder and allow anybody accused of murder to now make an application for bail, and Parliament spinning around to say, okay, well, forget the murder people now, we're going to deal with all these people for other less serious offenses, and say you all cannot apply for bail either. You know, it's ridiculous. And what they are doing is just really You see, they have to do something. They're failing so miserably on the issue of crime and preventing crime and detecting and convicting people and all that. They just have to do something. So they say, okay, let's bring a bill, but legislation is not going to fight crime. We have all the legislation. I keep saying, people say, oh, we need laws for the death penalty. You have law for the death penalty. You need law to make this a crime. And that. All the laws are there. Every single law that you could possibly want to enforce against a person, it is there on our books. It is a crime. What we need is real resources into law enforcement, and you need the tools to increase detection. You talking about putting people in jail and holding them without bail. You have to find the people first. So you have to raise the detection rate. The TTPS have to be able to find and arrest the people and then be able to make a solid case against them and to convict them. The man who was the claimant in the matter where they said, look, this bail for murder thing is unjust and can lead to things, and so they strike it down, right? He spent 9 years in prison just to the in remand for the preliminary inquiry to be completed. And when that preliminary inquiry, the first stage where the magistrate just has to be satisfied that there is what you call prima facie evidence, which is the first stage. It's a lower threshold of evidence as opposed to what you need to convict somebody. And the prosecution couldn't even cross that threshold of a prima facie case, but you took 9 years away from a man's life. So when you do that, how do you expect us to believe that a restriction on bail is what is necessary to deal with crime when the police want to put people in prison for 9 years and hold them there for a murder and cannot even cross the threshold of, a prima facie case? That is ridiculous.
We need a serious emphasis on fixing the management and the operation of the TTPS. This is where we need the too much song and dance about this bill and that law, and we don't, and they're dancing around what is really absolutely necessary, which is fixing the TTPS capabilities, their training, and how they perform.
And at the end of the day, scientific forms of evidence will always be more reliable and will always lead to more detection and conviction than what we have in trial, which is a witness-based say-so evidence type system where you're relying on witnesses and human beings. We are not relying sufficiently on, as I said, CCTV, DNA, these type of things that really are irrefutable and cannot fail. By the time these matters come to trial in Trinidad, the witness dead, they don't want to give the evidence, they change their mind, they all kinds of things, or they cannot, stand up to cross-examination. So therefore, I used to be a prosecutor. I know what it is like to stand up and, lead evidence against a person accused of murder, and all you have in your armory as a prosecutor is just the say-so of witnesses who, when the defense attorney comes to start to cross-examine them, whether they have, malice against the person, whether they are reliable, whether they really saw what they claim to see, etc., they can't stand up to it, and people get off, people walk based on those things. So if you have DNA, if you have CCTV showing this is what happened, etc., how it happened, putting the person there on the scene, showing that what they did was not self-defense, but it was cold-blooded murder, etc., it would be much easier to convict people.
But Senator, don't you also think that the judiciary needs to be fixed too?
Well, the judiciary, again, what we have is really, you see, it's the criminal system is a lot of moving parts, right? And they all have to start to move together. And yes, every aspect of the system has to be resourced properly and be working if the whole system is going to work together. So once one part is falling down, then everything will fall down. So they talk about they're going to build more courtrooms and they will have, more courts and whatever. Well, they have to get the people in there to staff the judiciary and all that. But even if you get the staff on the judiciary side and you don't have prosecutors to come and conduct the trials and do the matters, then it's the same problem. And all of them who come to court to prosecute matters and to make matters move through the court system depend on the police to get the matter moving. So if the police aren't resourced well and don't have enough people, remember at the end of the day, you start a criminal trial, right? Let's say you're doing a murder trial. You have witnesses coming to court and all of that. The witnesses are police officers. Those are the CID officers or whatever. So they are out of the field on those days when they have to attend court. what is happening in the meantime, out there. They are off, they're not, on duty. They missing work in terms of being able to go and deal with matters that they have before that are new, fresh matters. So it's a lot of things. So all the moving parts have to be properly resourced and fixed, and have to be in a better position. Forensic Science Center have to be fixed up properly. You have to have the exhibits coming forward quickly so that matters are ready for trial. You have to have more. Again, sometimes you have a matter that is ready to start for trial, but they request a report, like an assessment, a mental health assessment, or a probation officer's assessment, and all of that. And you have people waiting sometimes for 6 months to a year just to get an appointment to go and see a probation officer. It's just, it's a lot of different parts. So when people say, well, fix the judiciary and that will fix the system, no, it's not about just fixing the judiciary. It is several different parts that have to be fixed. And as I said before, under the partnership government, a lot of legislation was brought that really, DNA and electronic monitoring and all of those things, which were, had they been rolled out properly, I think would have made a difference now. And I just, crime is not a 5-year problem. You can't solve crime in 5 years. It's a long-term type of thing. And if every time you change government, you scrap what the previous one does and you start over, then you're never really going to get anywhere.
Senator,
so that's
would I don't know what the training is involved for the police officers. Would training from outside countries like the CID, Scotland Yard for the higher ranking officers, you think would that help bring along the TTPS?
We've had those types of we've had initiatives such as that. They recently had some big conference. I saw they hired for a number of days where they're talking about DNA testing and all of that, right? But again, if you train the officers but you don't have the facilities, why, so it all has to work in tandem. I think that when we had the Commissioner of Police and Deputy Commissioner of Police who were Canadian, who were here, they tried to implement a number of structural changes in the TTPS, which I thought was starting to bear some fruit, but you had a lot of resistance. And anytime you bring in anything that is foreign, whether it is training or management or whatever it is, you don't just have to be to bring the change, but you have to understand culture in Trinidad and Tobago and police culture in Trinidad and Tobago, which is very different. And so all of those things will be part of the training. But we do have those opportunities. I don't know whether they are enough or whether we can ask for more. It would be nice to hear the Commissioner of Police on those things instead of hearing him only talk about the opposition have to support legislation, because that is what he seems to be focusing on. And I find that is, but a bigger question is,
you need to hit him back on he need to do his job.
Well, yeah, and a bigger thing that people in the country have, a bigger problem that they have, is confidence in the police service, in their impartiality and their abilities, because of the number of issues being raised that the police seem to want to ignore. So when you have a police service that are silent and cannot say what is happening when issues are raised about sitting government ministers, you expect people to trust the police to want to come forward with information and so on, because they don't see the police as being independent. And that is a critical problem that you all have. So you can have all the training in the world. What if people see the police service as corrupt, and they see the police service as not being impartial, and if they see the police service as just being an extension of the party in power and protecting the party in power, then that is going to also cause a lack of success on the part of the police service. I am no advocate for Gary Griffith and his methods and whatever. I make no comment on that in terms of him as an individual or otherwise. He's not, I'm not here to promote him. But I want to say that confidence in the police service, by all accounts and all the independent surveys and all of that, was actually on the rise under him for the first time in history of this country. I think we had so much confidence in the police service because of the, a kind of a no-nonsense approach he had to certain things. You saw under Gary Griffith that, people very closely linked to government ministers and so on being arrested. And that is something that we've just never had happen before. You have cases now in the country where, government officials being named in police intelligence reports and all that, and nothing is happening. So confidence in the police service is a bigger issue to me than training and all of that. They have training.
Especially what happened recently with those kids getting shot in the back. That has caused some real
It definitely will cause a lack of confidence and a certain type of disconnect and bitterness between police and the community. And what is the government's response to that? Oh, the protests and so on. Rather than they try to understand that those protests were a direct response, and it is a indication of how bitter people are towards the police now because of the incident. They say, hey, we see people with certain party color jersey and we know it was paid for and organized by it's a political thing. That type of stupid, nonsensical response from all people, the Minister of National Security. That is why you have a breakdown of law in this country. It has nothing to do with legislation and bill, It's responses like that result in absolutely zero confidence in the police, no confidence in the government, and criminals feel emboldened, and and people feel frustrated, and people feel angry, and that is why you have protests. That is why you have more and more crime taking place, and they are solving absolutely nothing when they make statements like that. You are doing more harm than good, and until they wake up and see that, well, I don't know, we aren't going to get anywhere. I'm very sorry, we're just not going to get anywhere in this country.
So here's two quick questions before you go, Senator. Mm-hmm. Someone wants to know, are you running for a seat in the next general election?
We have, look, that's always a decision that the political leader and the party will come up with. I see myself as more of a technocrat, to be honest with you, and I like this at it. And I believe that the opposition has a lot of people who are competent. I believe we have a lot of ideas. I believe that we had in 5 short years, we had done a lot to turn around this country. Of course, there's always more you could do. You can't do everything, especially in 5 years' time. And that was under a coalition government where you have, sort of like, you have to balance everybody's interests and desires and wants and ideas and so on. And so I am committed to serving the party in whatever position I'm asked to serve in. I would leave it as that.
Okay, right. Very, very, how you call that again, boy? When you give a very politically correct answer.
Politically correct, yes.
Yeah. It's okay. So, here is another one, right? It says, how about criminals who have had several charges pending have been granted bail several times for similar charges? Are you saying this is not happening?
Well, I know of one case where it happened, where in the Andrea Barrett incident, you recall the man who fell off the chair in the police station. They were saying
one to that case as you talk about that.
Who knows? I think somebody was charged and suspended and so on from the what do you call that unit, the SWAT unit or something. But again, that's the problem in Trinidad. We have 7-day memory, and the media to me contribute to that. But anyway, the point, they said that this person had a number of convictions and pending cases and was granted bail. And I mentioned this yesterday. I did I co-hosted Douglas Politics last night with Victor Roberts, right? And I would say that I would like to know, why does the government not come and tell us then? If people have 5 pending matters and they are granted bail again, have you gone in with the judiciary and sat down and said, listen, show me the statistics as to how many people were granted bail who had more than, let's say, 3 convictions? And I would like to inquire as to why that happened. Why did the judicial officer grant bail to this person knowing that they had 5 convictions pending or whatever it is like that, for charges like that? If a man, to me as a magistrate, right, as a legal mind, if somebody comes before me and they have 5 outstanding charges for sexual offenses and they are before me again with another charge of a sexual offense, I would be very, very, very hesitant to grant that person bail, and they had to have some compelling circumstance to make me grant bail. So it's one of a few things. It's either there was some massive delay on the part of the TTPS that the cases couldn't start. It is either that the records are wrong and the person had been acquitted before and the cases weren't pending, or it is that maybe our judges and magistrates are being irresponsible. And if that is the case, then you need an intervention in the answer to that is to have an intervention in the judiciary, not to have an intervention in the granting of bail and to say, well, look, nobody must get bail now, because you understand the unfairness that could occur when you take that broad brush approach, right? So if it is that they are granting bail to persons, I remember when I was a prosecutor, I had a case like that, and I was arguing against this person getting bail because he had a number of cases for sexual type offenses. And he had another one here and it was pending, and he wanted to get bail because he had been granted bail on all the others. And so this fresh case is the one that he was inside for. And I argued very strongly against granting him bail. But the fact is, the judge, who is still a judge today, in fact, sitting in the Court of Appeal, asked me, he said, well, where is your file? What is the state of readiness in this matter? Have you what is causing the delay in starting this case? This man has been charged, 5-6 years now, waiting on his case to start. The DPP's office hasn't even yet filed the indictment because he got through the magistrate's court part, but we reached the High Court now. They need to file the indictment, and the judge granted him bail. And that was a case I could still remember that what that man looked like in my head, because I remember looking at him and seeing what I considered to be the face of a rapist. You understand? I mean, I had read all the facts of the case. I knew what the evidence was. I saw his criminal record and all that. And the judge did that because judges see their role as they have to balance the interests of justice. And they felt that if the police couldn't get their house in order and couldn't bring someone to trial within 5 and 6 years and so on, then you can't keep them in jail indefinitely. So is that the reason why these people are getting bail? I don't know. But somebody needs to inquire. And if it is that delay on the part of the state is the reason why judges and magistrates are granting bail, well, then fix the delays, fix the things that are going wrong, fix all the issues that are contributing to the delay. The answer is not to just stop bail altogether. You understand? So I would have liked to hear some more inquiry about those things.
So, Senator, just before you go, do they have like a list in Trinidad and Tobago, like if a person is a rapist and they are released on bail, that there is a list, that person goes on a list, and the community knows that person lives in that community, or a child molester, the community knows that person lives in the community. Like
they've passed the law now for the sex offenders registry, but that's for convictions, not pending matters. Again, because you have what you call the presumption of innocence, you cannot publicly name a person who is has a matter pending against them because of the they haven't been convicted. But what you do have are other options when a person is released on bail, such as they must give the name and address of the person where they're living with and where they are going to be living, so that it allows the police to check on them and make sure that they're really there. They should have to report to a police station. They should have to go and see some sort of social welfare type office and all of that. But we just don't have the resources for those things. Ask the police how many persons out on bail that they go and they check on. They're not doing that. You should have that. Everybody released on bail, they should have their name in what do you call those units, that community policing and so on. And they should be monitoring these people, especially sex offenders, making sure that they are not coming around children, or they're not in places where monitor people who are out on bail and impose conditions. You could even impose curfew. I remember there was a time, and I'm not going to say the judge at the time was former President Anthony Carmona, and he used to deal with bail in San Fernando, and he started a sort of a pilot project with bail, where he was granting bail particularly to young people and young offenders, but he was giving them curfew, and he was making it absolutely mandatory that they attend probation. But that was like his own little how to put it, invention. But something, it was bearing fruit. It was bearing fruit, and I make no apologies for saying it. I think it was really the type of thing that you saw a creative mind putting ideas in place that could help solve a problem, and it didn't catch on in terms of other. Well, I mean, it was starting to catch on. I don't know what happened to it, but really, that is an idea that we should be able to take and turn into our nationwide policy and have it out there, especially for our young offenders. Because you see, when you get the offenders from young, the first time, the second time they're involved in some little robbery, things like that, and you fix them, look, you have the option to really make a substantial intervention and fix these situations before they turn into bigger problems. You have the option to pull somebody out of a life of crime. I used to do what we call duty counsel, where if a minor is arrested, they must inform the legal aid authority, and legal aid will assign a lawyer to go and visit the station and make sure that the minor is, advised of their rights and so on and whatever. And so I've met a lot of young people, most of them between the ages of, let's say, like 14 to 18, right, during those teenage years, who have been arrested by the police. And all of them, every single one of them that I've ever met, I believe, could be saved if the system had the right resources and tools for intervention. Every single one of them. Every single one of them, when you talk to them, they come from a background of poverty. Father leave, not working anywhere, mother have no job, stepfather ill-treating them, school teachers. Sorry to say, I have a lot of respect for school teachers, but there are some cases where the schools themselves, the way they treat children like that, who are not, from the best of backgrounds and so on, they make no allowances for them. They break the children's spirit, right? And so the children gravitate towards where they feel welcomed. There are children with learning disabilities who we are doing absolutely nothing for in this country to help them get on the path. It's not that they need to go to a special school or something, but they need assistance within the regular school system so that they could then, prosper, and they just need a little extra. Nobody's giving that. You see, we assume that people who sit in government and make policy and all they know about is, they all went to prestige schools. They all went to extra lessons. Their parents send them away to university. And they think that I sat down in the parliament and listened to one of these PNM senators say, well, 120 days is not really a long time, to be in remand yard. And that Dullahin won't last half day in remand yard. But you talk about 120 days is not long to put people. That's his privilege.
Especially the condition that the prison is there.
Well, don't even that's a whole other, we need a whole other show to talk about that, right? But the point of the matter is that the privileged in our society find it very easy and comfortable to just say, well, these people are bad, and we throw them in jail, and all of them bad, and they waste of time, and there's pests and cockroach and whatever else you want to call them, and demons and all kind of thing, right? But at the end of the day, they are still human beings, and they are not just human beings, but they are human beings who one day have to come back out into our country and live with us. So we have to make every effort to try to remedy whatever has put them on this pathway towards crime, because nobody could stay in prison forever. If you convict them of 1, 5, 7, 8, 9 crime, whatever, sooner or later they're going to serve their term unless they die in prison. Most of them are going to come back out and be part of our society. So we have to find a way to address the problem. Otherwise, like I say, hamsters spinning on the wheel. That's all we're doing.
Well, Senator, we want to say you told us give us a half an hour. You actually gave us more than a half an hour. And we respect your time.
No problem.
We respect your time. And every time you come in, we always do it very respectfully. Oh.
Yes. I'm happy to be here again, and
but we want to continue this kind of discussion, Senator. So we would like to have you back more often, so we could kind of really put the pressure from the external end into the country. But I want you to take back that message to the opposition and to put pressure on the TTPS to upgrade. We need some upgradement, serious upgradement in the TTPS, in their performance, in their response, in their prevention rate. This old song and song and dance still, and we ain't tolerating it. Let them know that we ain't tolerating it.
Stop killing our black youth. Yeah, tell them Diana Benskin said to stop it. It's that's not the answer.
Especially when
stop murdering them.
I say that it's it's really disheartening to see the plight of our young people, particularly in the past couple of years with what has happened with education. Our poor and disenfranchised youth in this country are being set up for a life of crime, which is then resulting in them just being shot down in the street by the police. And we cannot continue along that pathway. It is unjust. My heart really goes out. I don't believe that anybody, even if they were perhaps in bad company or may have had a brush with the law in the past or whatever it is, nobody deserves to be shot in the back. and left to die. So I do hope sincerely that those persons and their families get justice in this country. Without justice, there will be no peace. And that is why the opposition keeps talking about peace, bread, and justice, because they all, again, the three things work together. If you do not get justice and people do not have bread to eat, then there will just never be no peace. And that is where we are heading down the road right now. If people are suffering, I tell you, one of the most heartbreaking things that I encountered during the pandemic was a woman who told me that her landlord, basically, who also owned a bar, put her into prostitution so that she could keep the little one-room apartment where her children were there. And when her children went to bed at night, she used to walk out the road, go to the landlord's bar, and basically engage in prostitution in order to pay her rent and things like that. When you have people forced into those, and the reason why she came to me was to ask if I could write a letter or something and help her, because she had not been receiving her salary relief grant. She had not been receiving the rental assistance grant that she had been trying to get. This is a person who was gainfully employed pre-pandemic, and when restaurants and things closed down, she lost her job. And when you have people living under those circumstances, and those people have teenage children who are seeing these things playing out in front of their eyes, do you understand the impact it has on society? And saying to ourselves that you're just going to throw these people into prison when they get into problems one day, or shoot them down in the street because they are bad and there's pests and there's this and there's that and they are unwanted. That is not the way to progress a society. I encourage everybody, listen, the Scandinavian countries are the ones that have the lowest crime rates, and I want everybody to go and look up and read it. Everything is on the internet. You could read it. I spend a lot of time reading, actually, because one of the things that I always say, if we were to get back into government, that I would want to do is to have a criminal justice system that mimics what occurs in the Scandinavian countries, right? And the reason being is that I see the humanity with which they treat everyone, but I also see the how to put it, the seriousness that they assign to dealing with crimes. They have very low tolerance for crimes, but they also don't just, their low tolerance for crime and criminality doesn't translate into a lack of humanity, because they understand the issue of recidivism could only be tackled through rehabilitation. So that is something that I feel is where we need to go, and we need to change our mindset towards crime and criminality, and also devote more resources towards prevention. Otherwise, every Monday morning you're going to have a protest over somebody being shot in the streets, and that cannot continue. It can't go on that way. Nope. So thank you again for having me, and I look forward again to future discussions with you all.
Please, we need to talk about the cells that my brothers are being held in. Come back again.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night, everyone.
All right.
Good night.
Bye-bye. So, folks, there you have it there. Informative.
Yep.
Information
balance.
being shared.
Informative and the quality of people you want in government.
And that you see what it is that but I want us to take an example from this, how we handle Senator Lutchmedial, and it was very respectful, and it wasn't from an aggressive standpoint. You understand? I think we have to take a picture out of this, and this is the way we should handle anyone that comes into the village. And I was the example myself with the way that I handled Gary Griffith, and I mean what he called me, I didn't allow that to baffle me and go down into the weeds with him.
Because he's a boss.
First of all, there was no aggressiveness or insulting thing with Senator Lutchmedial.
Well, no, Gary, I'm not saying that.
No, we didn't, Gary.
That,
she was very...
Gary, what I'm saying is that our approach with Senator...
Gary, one moment.
Some people
Gary, let him make his point. Gary, let Ansela make his point. Go ahead.
Your point. I just wanted to bring that across right now.
Wait and let Ansela make his point. You're off track.
Gary, all I'm saying is that there are times when we have to use examples for the future. we have to learn for the future so we can say that we had Gary Griffith in here, and Gary Griffith became very aggressive with me, and I didn't become aggressive with Gary Griffith. We had Senator Lutchmedial in here. None of us became aggressive with Senator Lutchmedial. And I'm saying that.
And that was no justification for that anyway.
No, but Gary, there's never a justification for us to become aggressive with anyone. There was justification for me to become aggressive with Gary Griffith. He called me an uneducated fool.
Right?
What
before we get into that part, what we see ignored in our country here is...
No, Gary, we're not talking about that. We're not speaking about that. We are speaking, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, but I wanted to add something to
Gary.
Diana, hold on a second.
Gary, you just go in the doubles house regular, you know. You shift from the doubles to the waffles house all the time.
I'm making a point before we continue. The point is the lack of resources that was put in the community is a result of what we're dealing with now. Until we fix that, before we get to the rehabilitation part of the crime, right? Let's channel the children in the right place in the first place, so we don't have to deal with the rehabilitation. That is what seems to be lacking in the understanding in Trinidad and Tobago. And we doing all kind of song and dance, and it's easy to go shoot them down, right? But the thing about it is, before we get to the point of shooting them down, let's fix the problem before it gets to that point. That is the point I want to make. Now, go ahead.
But Gary, that's not what we're talking about. We're not speaking about that. We are speaking about, for us, how we handle our guests.
Yes.
And we are using examples to say we had Senator Lutchmedial in here, and that is the example we want to use in going forward for any guest that comes into the village.
Okay.
And I use myself as an example to say that Gary Griffith was very disrespectful in calling me an uneducated fool. And I didn't get disrespectful with Gary Griffith.
Okay.
I just let it run off like water on my back and kept it moving.
Right.
And I'm expecting now, I'm saying this publicly, I'm expecting the same thing from everyone else in the village when anyone guest comes into the village.
Anybody from whatever party.
You know, but
that's not the norm, Gary.
But it was
not the norm.
We want to make it the norm. I use myself as an example.
But what I'm saying to you also, I was accused of being aggressive by asking a simple question based on the statement of the guest. And you know very well who I'm talking about, right? And I'm being biased and I'm being this.
But Gary, you didn't give her a chance to the interview to develop.
Gary, we're not going back down that road. We're not going back down that. Gary, we're not going back down that road. We're not going back.
I'm making a point.
No, Gary, we're not going back down that road. We're not. We're not. We're not going back down that road. No, we're not going back down that road.
All right.
Seriously, we're not.
So what I'm saying to you is, if you go back and look at it, I put a question based on a statement. Simple thing. Was no aggression intended.
We're not going back down that road, okay? And as I said again, I'm going to repeat myself for the last time, right? The two examples are how I interacted with Gary Griffith after I was insulted and disrespected, and how we interacted with Senator Lutchmedial tonight. And it was a very cordial, informative discussion that was giving out information to the people who are listening.
Indeed.
All right? And that is what we want on both sides of the political divide. Even if somebody comes in and they want to be aggressive, we don't have to be aggressive with them. Okay? Because Gary Griffith was aggressive with me, and I wasn't aggressive with him. Okay? So let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village to the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
teach the children. Now from the moment I came of age, I clearly remember they used to have me marching across the stage singing Rule Britannia. But of my ancestry, listen what they taught me. Tarzan ruled the jungles of Africa. That's why I beg you, teach the children the truth which they have. So that therefore, Father, they'll see with honor, respect and pride. Teach them that Africa is where civilization began. Teach them that Africa was the cradle of creation. Teach them Africans were first meant to walk on this universe. Teach them ancient Egyptians were all African. Teach them Jews of long ago were black men also. Teach them the Holy Quran say Moses was an African. Oh, how they glorified you up fast in the books they gave me. But they showed my people as barbarous, no culture, no history. All Africans were savage. We had no heritage until they came and preached Christianity. But that's why I beg you, teach the children the truth they must learn. Who are the vulture, stole our culture and call it their own. Let them know that Africa is the land of King Solomon, who married Makeda, the queen of Sheba, an African. Teach them Plato and Socrates taught African philosophies. Teach them poetry, music and art was Africa's own from the start. Teach them the year's calendar, what was practiced in Africa. Teach them Bilal of Islam came from Kush, he was Africa. They never told me once in Africa we had great empires, like those of Axum, Songhai, Mali, Ghana, so many others, like Monopotepa and Mesopotamia, were great cities built by my ancestors. That's why I beg you, teach the children, you gotta show them from books of their past, like the vanquished cities, the great Maccabees and Kibra Niggas. Tell them in Africa, as our great historians know, man found his utopia nearly 4 million years ago. Teach them the Akkadian was the first language used by man. Teach them the Demotic Scroll was the first writings in this world. Teach them pharaohs were Cushites, who were blacks, not whites. Teach them medicine began by Imhotep, who was Egyptian.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the dark triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. So Eugene Julian says, Eugene Julian, welcome. One of the things that must be addressed is black on black crime. I don't really get that.
What do you mean you don't get that? The man make us straight on point. People killing each other. That's the big problem we have in Trinidad. We have it in America. We have it all around the world. The man made a good point there.
You heard it right, Hansel. Oh, Lord, Father God. Father God, rest our heart.
Why you and I laughing, you listen, Diana?
Who do we see gunning down each other in the country? Laugh all they want. Laugh all they want. Who do we see gunning down each other?
Gary, why you don't Google black and black crime in this country and white and white crime in this country?
So what? All right. So what happened in Trinidad? So it's not happening at all. You telling me it's not happening?
You see, you just said about this country and you went to Trinidad. Now you're going to shift the goalpost.
No, I'm not shifting. Okay, so you telling me it's not happening in this country? You telling me there's no black and black crime in this country?
I never said that. I said to you, Gary, Google black and black crime and white crime in this country.
The discussion is talking about white and white crime. You know, we were talking about black and black crime.
And I said Google black on black crime and white on white crime.
It's happening.
Black on black crime and white crime in this country is very similar.
Okay.
Google it.
Okay. So that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about people killing each other.
Gary, it's Saturday, man. Close the Waffle House now.
No, Waffle House. You do not come and dance here. What you see happening straight up in my face in Trinidad and Tobago right now?
All right.
What's happening straight up in my face in Trinidad and Tobago?
Okay.
That's Nancy's story.
Okay. The 3 guys that died were 3 criminals.
Oh no! You trying to bring something that has not that wasn't relevant to the thing we're talking about.
Of course, that's relevant. That's not relevant.
This is police killing innocent people. This is a different thing.
What?
This is police killing innocent people on some kind of a traffic stop or something that was totally unnecessary. We're not talking about that. We're talking about guys who are really in crime, shooting each other. We've seen it. We've seen all the videos. You don't look at the videos. You don't look at the videos when they come across social media. You're not seeing these things.
Gary, what? Oh no.
What? You guys are not seeing what's taking place every time
Gary,
you're posting?
What is the solution for what is happening?
Okay, first of all, we're not talking. No, you have to admit that something happening in order to talk the solution. Like I said previously, I was trying to end with science. What Senator Jayanti was saying here. I wanted to add that the fact. What are you putting up that for? The fact that we.
You don't like this?
That has nothing to what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about
you don't like
preventing.
You don't like this fact, Gary?
Preventing. Okay. Prevention, education, putting the right things in structure. We don't want to get. We know we need the rehabilitation because things have gone so bad right now. We know we need the prevention. We need the response of the police. But we also have to work simultaneously on putting the resources swiftly in the community. Not 100 years from now, not 20 years from now. We need effective response with the social development, with the assistance, with the education, with the opportunities within the reach of the community. You have frustrated the people to act in a certain way like that. And this is what the protest is about. You have frustrated those people. You're trying to suppress them. You're using the gun. You're trying to cover up. You're trying to gun people down to cover up what you fail to do.
Gary, don't you think that I know I listen to you now, so give me a chance.
Bring it on.
All right. Don't you think that given the decreased employment opportunities, the long-term unemployment, failing education for the chances for the young black males to develop a sense of healthy self-worth that is limited, all right? Instead of, the material possessions and contests over, territory. Don't you think that these are reasons for the black on black crime?
So what did I just say, Diana?
Well, you're taught in it like, the black people we want to kill one another because we want to do it. But lack of opportunities.
I didn't say they want to do it.
You
could take it that way, but I didn't say they want to do it. I am saying the failure.
Lack of opportunities under whatever government.
But opportunity, how do you fix it?
Under what? And then you have the police service now, or the police. They have free hand to go in now and kill them, murder them, huh? And when I try to talk to you from a black person's perspective, you're telling me, oh, what's going on in Trinidad had nothing to do with it. But wait a minute, let me finish. If you touch one Jew anywhere in the world, you'll see the whole heap of them flare up in your face, right?
Okay,
and
so
that
if
is
they're doing
the
wrong
problem.
things, if they're doing wrong things and they're the same race as you support them too.
I will not condone anybody shooting anybody in the back or the head or anything. I don't care what they're doing. You're not supposed to murder anybody. Now let me give you a scenario, Gary.
Bring it
So
on.
Anslem's son is from Chumacak. Supposing Anslem and his son go on to Chumacak to visit people, and something going on in their proximity, and police respond to the area. You're telling me then that Anslem and them should get shot because they are in proximity or what?
I'm not saying
that's
that.
what you're
Did
saying.
I say that?
That's what you're propagating.
That is not what I'm saying.
That way you're propagating because Anslem and them is in the area where things going on.
That is what you see it as. I am talking about, we have a mixed-up situation, right? A mixed-up incidents and situation taking place. We have innocent people getting shot, and we also have people who are fully armed, shooting, robbing people, shooting at the police, okay, and chastising the police, and they're young, and they're strong, and they're big and bad, right? And you want to say police shooting black people or African people unnecessarily, right? So even the criminals too?
Gary, why they're not going into the Indian neighborhood and shooting them?
But maybe not the same thing happening there. I don't know.
Answer my question. Why are they not going into the Indian, Syrian, Chinese neighborhood? Why are they not going into Goodwood Park and Maraval and help me with them fancy neighborhood now?
Okay, but how many of those people children roaming the street and robbing people at gunpoint?
Why they not going in
I'm
there?
asking you, how many of those children on the street hijacking people?
Why are they targeting the young black youths neighborhoods? Why are they doing that?
First of all,
some of them inside their house, them inside their house relaxing, drinking water, minding their business. So it's all right just to march up in Laventille. Let me go in Laventille and see how much we could kill. Why is it?
I didn't say that. I did not say that at all. But you cannot defend criminals because they're the same.
Why Dr. Rowley calling them demons? Why he ain't calling the Syrian children demons? They have Syrian children that committing crime. They have Chinese children that committing crime. They have Indian children that committing crime. Why he only calling the black African youth demons? And he's the leader of the country. You answer me that question, Gary.
You had to ask the man who claims to be the blackest man in the country.
Answer me that question, and that is where the problem lies. When you have the leader of the country spilling that toxic rancor, that acrimony, and that is where the police getting their instruction from. And Hines don't know nothing. He don't know what to do. And Jacob don't know what to do. And my young black youth, they're getting killed. Tell me what's going on, and they don't have no work. There is no opportunity for work, no opportunity for economic advancement, no opportunity for nothing. They're living in the beat-up. They're poor. Some of them, they have no work, no water, no nothing. They're living in filth. And the other day, sewage into the house.
Go ahead.
Preach. What do we expect them to do? What are they supposed to do? Under Dr. Rowley, under a black man.
Go ahead.
Black people suffering.
Call him out.
Under a black man is suffering. And I understand the SCA that went on the other day. I understand the scores of the children ain't too good. The language that they're using. What is going on in Trinidad and Tobago? What are we turning out? Now? I fell up for you now. I fell up for all of them. They need new leadership in Trinidad and Tobago. New leadership. Turn the whole thing around and fix the place. I'm fed up now. Have a proper opposition to keep the incumbent in place and intact. Remove that speaker of the house. Get a proper speaker that will have them arguing the bills and fix the system. I am tired of what's going on in Trinidad like a cesspool. fed up of it now. Or they want to continue this way all the time. I have a good friend of mine. She don't know where to turn she head. She need help. And I ain't down there to help her. I am fed up. And I don't live there. This is what all they want. All they think it party. Like a tribe, a cult. And you need a new thing in place. Otherwise, you're going down the wrong hill. Or you're going to fall over a precipice. Trinidad is a beautiful country. It's the land of my birth. I want Trinidad fixed.
All of we grew up poor, and we wasn't picking up no gun and shooting nobody and robbing them, right? All of we grew up poor, eating what we have, eating we pot bake, or whatever it is we had to eat. We parents give we didn't pick up no gun.
And we didn't go and rob nobody. Corrupted officials. And the children suffering. The future children, they're the ones that are suffering the most. The children in the homes, you remove them from the home, you put them somewhere, somebody troubling them. You have young men in jail, they're living in squalor inside, and you lock them up in there. And you telling me what? And like the senator said, when they come out, their head all confused. They may not be as strong as me, not to go to a life of crime.
Diana, I wonder if Gary just listened to Senator Lutchmedial, what she said before with respect to all these things that she just talked about.
What do you mean if I listening to you? We have a mixture of situation.
No, but like you didn't listen to her with respect to these social problems you have to be dealt with.
But that is what I said before.
Oh, Gary, I'm sorry. You listened to her, but you listened to her selectively.
In this situation,
Gary, hold a minute. Gary, you listened to her, but you listened to her selectively.
No, I said exactly what you didn't listen to what I said before.
I listened exactly what you said.
We in the situation because that party that you support for your life.
I'm tired of the party.
Hold on.
Gary,
that party you support have them children where they is.
You see, where you go. Here you go again. Gary, you know what I want you to do, Gary? I want you to tell me when I should screw my wife.
No.
I want you to tell me. I am telling you. I want you to tell me.
You could get as best as the one.
No, listen.
That party
Gary, I never tell you which party you should support. You telling me what party I support. You want to tell me which party I support. I want you to tell me to
that party that I support.
Tired of the party trying.
Yeah, you want to tell me which party I support.
What is dividing the country?
I am not going to go on the party. I want you to tell me when I should screw my wife.
No, I ain't getting any personal business.
But
what I'm telling you,
which party I support is my business.
Good.
I will tell you which party to support.
But I encourage you. You and Aisha Wells
you want me to support that party.
Aisha Wells,
Gary,
encourage them
Gary,
to support that same party that's suffering them.
Party that you want to support.
You and Aisha Wells,
party that you want to support.
Aisha Wells, support that party to keep suffering.
I can support whichever party I want.
Yeah,
keep my you can support whichever party you want. You want to tell me what to support?
But that is the recipe for the problem.
You want to tell me which party I should support?
Gary,
I'm telling you, that party is responsible.
Go ahead, Gary, go ahead.
That party is responsible. Why you don't deal with them?
Gary, you have no test, Gary. You have a radio program on this station. Gary, listen to this. Listen. You have a radio station on this program that was 100% against the PNM. Gary, you see you getting to be wicked and evil too. You have a program on this radio station.
Easy.
For me,
am I talking the truth? Am I talking the truth?
Are you talking that kind of daughtishness?
We are talking about that right now. We are talking about that right now. We are talking about that right now.
WZYE 95.9 FM with a program for exile and stranded citizens against the PNM.
Oh, yeah, but that's how we do exile stranded citizens.
And this have to do that brutishness. Look, let me go and take a drink, eh?
This have to do. Go get a punch and come back. This have to do.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Ever dreamed of turning on the lights at the Vatican?
You can't be limited to just working with people who look like you, or think like you, or vote like you. You can't be limited to just working with people who look like you, or think like you, or vote like you, or dress like you. You got to get out the box, because God's going to use a whole lot of people to bless you, to move in and out of your life, and you can't be narrow or one-dimensional. This is a coat of many colors. Oh, yes. It's a coat of many colors. Do not categorize the blessing by colors. It is not the colors you need to watch. It is the character. Watch out for the character. I'm going to tell you, there are three basic types of people that you will interact with if you are a child of destiny. Can I share this with you? The first group are confidants. Confidants. You will have very few of them. Confidants are those people in your life who love you unconditionally. They are into you. Whether you're up or down, right or wrong, they are into you. They are in for the long haul. If you get in trouble, they get in trouble with you. They'll come see you in the jailhouse. They'll come get you out the crack house. They're confidants. You can open up and share anything with them. You'll never inherit your kingdom until you find your confidant. You can't be David till you find your Jonathan. Having a good confidant is the key that unlocks the kingdom, because you were raised outside the gate, and God's going to cause you to reach over the wall. You got to have a confidant behind the wall who can mentor you for what God is going to do next in your life. The problem with most people is that everybody they run around with is under them. And so you are forever feeding people who can't feed you. And after years of feeding them, they begin to drain you. You got to have somebody who can feed you so you can feed somebody else. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Am I talking to anybody in here? You need the confidant then. The confidant is those few people that come along in your life that are for you. They are with you. They are intimately intertwined in your life. They are there to make sure that you reach your destiny. They will confront you. They will get in your face. They will get in your business. They will tell you when you're wrong, because they are confidants. If you have 2 or 3 of them in a lifetime, you are a blessed person. Without them, you'll never be who God called you to be. You need to find your confidant. Number 2, the other group are your constituents. They are not into you. They are into what you are for. They are for what you are for. They are your constituents. And as long as you are for what they are for, they will walk with you and work with you and labor with you, but never think that they are for you. They are for what you are for. And you have to know that, because if they meet somebody else that will further their agenda, they will leave you and hook up with them, because they were never for you. They were just for what you were for. They are your constituents. And throughout your life, if you're not careful, particularly if you're broken, you will mistake your constituents for your confidants. And you will think that they are for you when they are really not for you. They are just for what you are for. And by the time you get to falling in love with them, they will break your heart as they hook up with somebody else who is for what you are for, because it was never about you anyway. It was about the causes that you represent. They are for what you are for, but they are not for you. They are your constituents. Can I go deeper with this? The third group are your comrades. These people are not for you, nor are they for what you are for. It is just that they are against what you are against. And the comrades will make strange bedfellows. This will cause people to come together who are not for you, and they are not for what you are for, but they are against what you are against. And they will team up with you to help fight a greater enemy. But don't be confused by their associations. They will only be with you until the victory is accomplished. These people are like scaffolding. They come into your life to fulfill a purpose. And when the purpose is complete, the scaffolding is removed. But don't be upset when they are removed, because the building always remains when the scaffolding is removed. What I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters, expect the constituents and the comrades to leave you and desert you after a while. Don't be upset when they don't react to your dream the way you expected them to, because they were never really with you in the first place. Be careful then who you tell your dream to, because if you tell your dream to your constituents, they will desert you and try to fulfill the dream without you. If you tell it to your comrades, they won't support it, because they never were for what you were for anyway. If you find a few people in your entire life with whom you can share your dream with, you are a blessed somebody. I can tell you how to identify people who are really for you. If they are really for you, they will weep with you when you weep, and they will rejoice when you rejoice. When you walk in a room and you tell somebody good news, stop being happy for a minute and watch their reaction. If they're not happy for you, shut your mouth and walk back out of the door. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. Oh yeah, because when they are really connected to you, they will be happy for you when you share your dream. Find somebody, look them in the eye and say, are you happy for me? If you don't get the right reaction, don't tell them anything else. You need somebody who's really going to be happy for you. I don't want just anybody praying for me. I don't want none of them haters praying for me, because you know you hate me and you don't want me to succeed. I want somebody praying for me who really wants me to be blessed, who wants me to be an overcomer, so you can put up your oil and stop speaking in tongues, because you know you never did speak to me anyway, and ain't no need in you coming up here in this hospital like you gonna pray some cancer up off of me. I'd rather have somebody who really loves me lay across the bed and rebuke the devil. And God is so faithful, he'll always give you somebody. Oh, if he ever sent anybody into your life to help you, you ought to just clap your hands and thank him for the people he sent. Don't worry about the people he took. You ought to praise him for the people he sent. Tell somebody, say, somebody help me. I didn't get here by myself. Somebody helped me to get here. Somebody taught me how to stand. Somebody got me behind the gate. Somebody taught me the protocol of the pilot. Somebody encouraged me when I felt like dropping out of school. Somebody helped me when my back was up against the wall. Somebody mentored me when I was going through a divorce. Somebody helped me when I was going through a crisis. God is so faithful that he will never leave himself without a witness. He will send somebody.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Let me get back into the chat here.
You say you're going from political to spiritual. You're going from spiritual to spiritual, boy.
Giovanni say, answer me, could have asked run to deliver a sermon. Oh God!
And I could tell you about that part, but he ain't gonna come, but he just send somebody, boy. He sent somebody for me many days, boy.
Run and run in church, boy, Jones. Only come in the village and only come to church, boy. Only come to church.
When it was stacked against me, boy. My godmother, plenty other people, boy. Yeah, boy.
When you say yeah, things so wrong, since all them paying him and some ones are now dump him, he realize they gonna be cussing him. Oh God.
Oh, they're gonna need Jesus, don't worry. They're gonna need Jesus.
Yeah. Hailey says people in Trinidad suffering, living in very bad conditions, right? But none worry when it comes to voting race, ignorance.
Yep, stupid. You know, I don't they want better? They don't want nothing better for themselves, the country. I can't understand it. Yeah. I just it doesn't I can't make my head I can't wrap my Bajan brain around it at all. You don't want the country to get better. You just wanna be all we do this baby going on the same stupid road all the time. Hey, come on.
Eugene Julian say WZYE going from political to spiritual. Only they know that, eh? Only they know we could go spiritual too, eh?
No can't get water to wash. I mean, oh my God.
Jake is a prosperity teacher, just like Copeland. They're all multimillionaires. But you know, Vonnie, I don't really watch The Messenger. I listening to the message. And Ron, there's no winning between Ansem and Gary, okay? I know my modus operandi. I do act like that. You know? I don't move so.
And we's all friends when it's all done. Gary, you invite me when I get my parata and bust up shot. What's going on? So long I ask you for that.
What's going on? It's pillow we have between me and Ansem.
I don't want to pill out. I don't want to pill out. I asked you when I get my bus up shot.
You was in my house, eh, Gary? Tell them fellas, Raj, we want to know, Ronnie Muhammad, what about Wall Street and Gary? What it is?
Between me and you. That's when we drink, we punching.
Well, look, a man say Anselm go and take a shot of punching and chase with cutlass. Okay?
No, he ain't chasing no cutlass.
They're blowing it out of proportion now.
But let's be very realistic here. We want improvement.
Yeah.
We can't continue the way we're going.
Nope.
We can't in any country where you suffer people to that extent. It's survival. It is battle for survival. And you have people who say they belong to your community, encouraging and defending and batting for that has oppressed you and denied you the resources that you need. Trinidad is a small country. The kind of money that passes through Trinidad, there is no way in hell anybody in the country should be living in the condition that they live in. We can't even properly supply our country 100 miles wide, 50 miles wide with water, electricity. And today we should have been Wi-Fi, right? All the input and effort that we made to assist the government, all the effort I made, I said, well, Fitzgerald Hines, he kind of come down and he worked with me a little bit with the stranded citizen when I asked him a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. But I said, all right, I'll help my brother out with any kind of suggestion for national security and thing.
To me,
don't even look like he own man in national security.
To me, like he's a
making
user.
Excuse.
Yeah, he's
making excuse and twisting wrong blame.
Yeah, he's a comrade.
Hey,
it's like Stuart Young is still in master there.
Yeah, comrade.
Yeah, John, I want you, Run DMC, and all of you guys to know I'm picking up collection, and I want 10% of the tights,
10%. Brother Abdullah might be. He said he may not make it or he be late because he had to go to the police station tonight to lodge the report.
Okay,
I meant to say that. Yeah, so brother Abdullah may come in another night. Yeah,
no problem. Okay. Everybody in the chat, I want you guys to know, I'm picking up tithes and offerings.
Yeah.
And everybody have to put 10% in the offering.
Yeah. No,
hey, let me say welcome to my sister-in-law Sharon. Sharon, and I wanted to be sure I'm a sister-in-law Sharon, John.
Oh, welcome, that's Sharon. The one that's been listening to you loyally.
No. That was Sharon Bernard. That the other one is Sharon John. That is my. Oh God, Ulrich. Oh God, if you see that comment by Ulrich.
Go hear him now. Let him call in. Let him say something.
Ulrich ever come? Hey, let me call Anderson.
Yeah. We're going with that. Come on. Get him here.
Let me call Anderson. Anderson only setting him up, man.
He gave bread and t-shirt,
I'm telling you, he gave bread and t-shirt, all kind of thing, and he only setting him up these days. He's setting him up.
Tell Anderson, better open my bakery up in the meantime there.
Yeah. Hold up. Oh. Your phone ain't even ringing.
All right. Masiano minutes on no electricity.
Yeah. Look at me now.
I need to know if Anderson is still at UNC.
Oh.
And Anderson is still at UNC, man. Anything for his community, Anderson taking that.
Next week we have Mr. Watson Juke in the house. Next week Saturday.
Or let me call Philip Alexander.
I want you to let Watson Juke know when he going to be time he's stepping into UNC territory.
Hello, he's stepping into Trinidad and Tobago territory. Good.
When he go and see Anderson is the commander up there.
He's stepping into Trinidad and Tobago.
Let's see what is going on. Just imagine this, Anderson not even into politics and he's not picking up his phone now. Just imagine that. Just imagine that now.
He get promoted.
Anderson not even in politics and he stop picking up his phone.
Boy, you said the man into politics.
Hey, he had two parties working for him. He real busy.
Well, yeah, he's a real king. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you picking up your phone, man.
But you had to make an appointment. You didn't make an appointment.
I'm calling Philip Alexander.
Wait. He handling the UNC constituents and the PDP constituents. He's a busy man.
It's a coalition Anderson forming by himself.
You see the UNC get blamed? You see the Minister of National Security blamed the UNC for what they were going to be? Okay.
No, wasn't that the PDP?
Fine. No. The UNC name call out there.
I thought they said that was the PDP.
I wonder, did the work complete in the Betham? Remember we was going to do follow-up program? Yeah. We'll go on with the Paria, the thing. What went on there? The Sabga report.
Hey, we call Philip Alexander again. We call Anderson. We had to put Anderson Wilson too, because Anderson Wilson is a politician now, because he ain't answering we calls. Anderson Wilson is a politician now and he's not answering we calls.
We want to know if the UNC is responsible for the protest in the BTAM there. That's what we want to know.
What do you mean the UNC responsible for the protest in the BTAM? Who said that now?
I see Heinz saying that. I seen anything saying that.
Heinz like he behind time, He behind time.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
The people. Oh my God.
We need to get an interview with Twiggy. Eh?
Twiggy not coming. Twiggy says she ain't coming.
We need to send
I
you
don't
some
know.
water first. Send you some water and then you go after him.
No, Twiggy ain't coming.
Twiggy not coming.
Truck and then make an appointment for the next.
You gotta bring some water down by Twiggy before she come.
I said send a whole water truck.
And says you know who paid to protest on Monday. You know, this kind of silly arguments don't make sense.
See? Nope.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And them guys had to stop that type of dotishness.
Paid to protest. What do you mean paid to protest?
No, they had to stop it, man. Seriously. It ain't making sense.
I wonder if they fix the
what evidence he have that anybody paid to protest?
People standing up for themselves, you had to pay. Them standing up for themselves more than anybody else in the country.
What evidence?
Some people stands up for themselves more than anybody I see in the country.
But Gary, I want to know.
I don't know what Chewbacca, but I know the BTM stands up.
I want to know if Philip Alexander is going to do a candlelight vigil for them 3 kids who get shot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that.
Yeah, I want to know. I put the email. You know, I know that's brilliant. Not Diana in writing, so I want Diana to write the commissioner and ask him. We want to interview him regards to this matter.
Okay. So send me text me the email.
I put the email in the chat there between us there earlier.
Okay.
So
I'll draw craft.
Yeah, you know I am no writer. You know I'm a big mouth. So anyway, so I want to know from the Commissioner of Police to justify the shooting of those 2 young men in their back. Why did the police engage the car with bullets instead of pulling it over, stopping and checking? Nobody vexed to checking out things. But why did the shooting start? What caused the shooting? Because nobody had no gun. Nobody even have a knife in the car. I don't think they even had a knife.
But you see, Gary, more than that. You see, in Trinidad and Tobago, we just have a selective process, in that in this country, whenever there's a shooting under a police officer, immediately, most of the times, immediately, the video footage is released. Right?
They don't want the body cam. Okay? They don't want the body cam because Gary Griffith bought some body cams.
No, I'm not talking. They are CCTV.
The police car supposed to have a camera feeding back to the operation center. That's how Gary Griffith was running it. We're supposed to have surveillance cameras on the street.
Gary, if they have CCTV, the police should release the CCTV video footage to prove whichever way it is.
What I'm telling you is, before Gary Griffith left there, he set up a system where the police car had the camera and it was feeding back to the operation center, right?
We don't have it, but we have CCTV. We don't have.
But you don't understand what I'm saying to you. The police headquarters themselves, forget the CCTV on the street. The police car is supposed to be feeding back footage.
Gary, they don't have it.
Will they rip it out?
If they don't have it. When is the last time you get any body footage, any video footage from a police car in Trinidad?
Well, that's what I'm just saying. I'm bringing that up because that was put in place. So if they shut it down, we have to ask Jacobs why. And anybody listening, go tell Jacobs I want to know why.
But Gary, they have footage. I don't want to argue about something they don't have.
So they have the footage.
Commissioner of Police said there is CCTV footage of the incident that happened.
Okay, and I want a statement from Jacobs. What was the reason for engagement? Why it went down the way it did? Why the police didn't pull them over and check out the car and see what they're up to, document the information?
Gary, that ain't coming for months. I want the camera footage which is there and available to be released.
Well, the lawyer for one of the kids can request that. I see some kind of commentary, that he told them to maintain the integrity of it, that they don't mess with it. That was the first instruction of the lawyer, is to maintain the integrity of the footage, in that the police do not go and alter the footage.
But we know these guys were killed from behind. We know that.
I mean, that is staring in your face. You can't deny that fact. But why I want to know the reason for the engagement, why the police acted in the way they did, what gave them the justification to act in the way they did, what actions did the young people in the car take to give the police reason. They have to explain that. They have to explain this stuff. We cannot let them off the hook. That these are information that needs to be brought forward. All right. Now, in an incident,
as far as I'm concerned, if you have the CCTV footage, right, we will answer a lot of questions. We answer a lot of questions that are being asked.
But the CCTV footage depends on how much footage you have. The initial.
Be right back, Anselm. Be right back.
The initial with the point I'm making, it you might have camera a certain part of the street, but not the whole. I want to know why the initial engagement of the kids. What caused the police? They see 6 kids in a car going on. Okay, you're looking at them, you're checking it out. We know kids doing things out there. That's all right. But at what point? Why didn't you pull them over? Why didn't you check them out? Why this thing went down the way it did? These are the questions we cannot ignore. We have to ask that. We have to beat the drum on this.
Now, Philip, Trinidad Margot is asking the question: is Philip Alexander the only person who can start a candlelight vigil? Where are all the other concerned groups in Trinidad?
But how about he do it?
That's a great question. But the only reason why I brought up Philip Edward Alexander is because he's the candlelight vigil man.
Well, he takes the lead.
Right, he's the candlelight vigil man. And if you are the candlelight vigil man, I am asking the question: how come you haven't started a candlelight vigil for this? I'm just asking the question.
No, again.
At Trinidad Margot, 1 minute, Gary. Trinidad Margot says, Trinidad Margot, welcome. I think this might be the first time Trinidad Margot is in the village. Welcome to Trinidad Margot. Everyone say hello to Trinidad Margot. Trinidad Margot says, where are the community leaders all over the country? Now, we know for a fact, all right, we could say, where's the pushback movement? How come they didn't start a candlelight vigil?
Call your partner Andy and ask him.
All right, yeah. As you do that, let me call Andy Williams. Thanks, Gary. Let me call Andy Williams.
Just watch your time. You need 5 minutes to the
Yeah, I see it. But I'm calling him before we go. If he answer the phone, he go for a break. That is all right.
Yeah.
Andy Williams. Andy Williams.
We should schedule Stephen Williams for an interview on this situation.
Yeah. Andy Williams will pick up your phone either. Them fellas that are in government, you know. Them fellas are picking up their phone, boy. Anytime them fellas see a foreign number, they say, who could that be, boy? Let me screen a number. Andy Williams didn't pick up his phone.
So we are seeing here.
Oh God, nobody. Trinidad people afraid to pick up their phone, boy. Go ahead. Now, folks, I want to read something for you guys, right? Okay, we're going to read that when we come back. I'm going to read you guys. I'm going to play something for you guys, and then I'm going to read something for you guys. Okay, hold up. This will be very interesting. This will be very interesting.
I just hold it together for a minute. I got to do a couple of things. I'll catch you up.
Yeah. Okay, folks. When we come back, we're gonna go for a quick station identification. I'm gonna play you guys for something for you guys, and then I'm gonna read something for you guys. So stick and stay. It's in the village of the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We're back with you. It's in the village with the Dark Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. I'm going to play this for you guys, right? And then I'm going to read something for you as well, right? Listen to this.
I wanted you to... I applied, yeah, but I will come first most probably, and it will be rejected. But I was hoping that you would have applied, because usually what they would have done is ask you, who, if you don't come first, who do you think is the best person? I would have stated you. I was banking on you applying. I wanted you to... I applied, yeah, but I will come first most probably, and it will be rejected. But I was hoping that you would have applied, because usually what they would have done is ask you, who, if you don't come first, who do you think is the best person? I would have stated you. I was banking on you applying.
No, folks. I asked the question. I was the one that I was one of those individuals that shared that on social media, and I was asking the question if that's Gary Griffith. Now, before I shared it on social media, I sent it to Gary Griffith and asked him if that's him. Because I just think that you ought to give people an opportunity if I have the information, right? So, and I sent it to a few people before and asked them if that was Gary Griffith. So I'm reading a response now that he gave to someone else. He didn't give me this response. I sent it to him, but he gave this person a response. So hold 1 minute. So he said, who am I supposedly speaking to? Who am I recommending? Who am I recommending this to? They are indeed desperate, right? So that's what he said to the other person. Who am I supposedly speaking to? Who am I recommending? Who am I recommending this to? They are indeed desperate. Now, also, I'm supposed to get a second audio tape, right? I mean, these things, people send these things to me. A lot of things I don't play, right? And if I can't put a question to it and ask a question, I don't play, right? But that was who he sent to someone else. So let me repeat it. He says, who am I supposedly speaking to? Who am I recommending? Who am I recommending this to? They are indeed desperate. Right? So I just got it. Before I put it on social media, I sent him a question and asked him, is this you? He didn't respond. So once he didn't respond, then I put it out on social media and asked the question, is that you? So so Joan Jadibe is saying that is not Gigi. Right? Ron says PR and only lip service. Capiza says, great is the PNM. Okay, Capiza. Rajvi says, it's cause Kamala stopped all youth programs. We ended up here. And only wanted to play Russian roulette with the children feature. I mean, I don't know what that is. Hailey says, at Run, He did this for Trinidad, not thief from the treasury and say the country has no money. That is just one example, eh? Rennie Mohammed say, Waldo study them, boy, respect you. Nah, I ain't study them, man. Somebody send me a clip and asked me, somebody said something was said about me on 91.9. If I want to hear the clip, I tell them, no, I don't want to hear no clip. What I want to hear that clip for? I mean, could I control any people's opinion on what they say? No.
Oh, please. Them, you know, if they were...
And John, I'm not losing all my friends, okay? I got my wife. I got my son. I got my daughter.
Your mother.
I got all my 4 sister-in-laws. I got my mother. I got my father. I got my 4 brothers. I got all my aunt and uncles. I got all my nephew and nieces. All right? And all my other...
You got Diana in there? Well,
I have Diana. I have Gary.
Okay.
So,
all right.
And I want you, June, when you get a time, to go back and listen to what I just played in church. Confidants, constituents, and comrades. Right? So, trust me, I have all my friends, and I understand what you're trying to say, but I do have all my friends. And I ain't losing none of them friends. And what the Bible says about friends?
Them is a waste of time. They're not using their platform to encourage change for better and progress. They're using the platform to eat a food and fill the belly. I say so. You come for me now. Come, leave, get off of Anselm back and come for me. I will engage all you gladly. And let me tell you something. I don't want to call all the radio station to say nothing, you know. I don't want to call here and say nothing because there's nothing to be said on none of them. None of them. Come here on WZYE or hit me up inbox me. None of them.
Yeah, you know who's the next one of my friends too?
Come on, WZYE. Hey, let's go.
And next one of my friends is my partner. Ellis Laporte is my friend to all you.
Who's that?
Ellis. You know Ellis? Ellis is my friend too. Our UNC friends too, you know. Gary's my friend. Gary's my UNC friend. Kingsley's my UNC friend. Guy Christopher is my UNC friend. Who else is my UNC friend, boy? Who else, boy? Hey! Anderson Wilson is my UNC friend.
Well, me in the same boat. We support in all parties.
No.
I don't know what I'm just be using. I don't know what this be using the platform for.
He's my UNC friend. He's my UNC friend. Our UNC friends too. No, I ain't supposed to have no UNC friend and all you. I'm only supposed to have PNM friends. Right? But I'm losing more of my PNM friends than my UNC friends. I don't know what it is.
You're losing PNM friend. You lost that long time.
Yeah. But John just say, Gary, you set me up, boy. Gary, you set me up.
How you mean?
Gary, Andy will not answer Wall Street. They don't like him on the underground report.
Well, I don't know that.
John, so Gary set me up.
You tell me that's your partner, you know.
I'm a partner, boy.
I don't know what it is we using the platform
I get to know Andy through you know.
But Hailey, what going on with Pep? I don't know, like they drink some Pepto-Bismol or what? I call him Eugene and then
Eugene Julian say he's your friend.
Oh yeah. Eugene Julian is my friend too. Oh, let's see, God. All my friends call him out by Hailey. We call your leader 3 times in this thing, eh? He was supposed to come 1 time. He sent his deputy political leaders and we call him 3 times Hailey. Right? So you could big up Pep. But you blanking me. What is that one, Hailey?
All right, so Tuesday we call any man you bring in your house with a big Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, man.
All right.
We calling that fella on Tuesday. Who you bring in your house then?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah, we calling him. Yep. And we gonna treat him respectfully too.
Yeah.
And you don't be calling him the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, or I will give you a virtual slap.
No, I ain't gonna call him that. I don't call. Hey! Eugene Julian, boy. Oh, yeah, Eugene, you're my friend in church. John, you know my friend too, John. I don't listen to no church. I am church. What, boy? John is at church. But wait now. Nadia is my friend too. I'm gonna figure that. Nadia is my friend too. Oh, I'm gonna hold you.
But I don't know what party Nadia support.
But I don't care what party she support. I'm a friend.
Okay.
I don't care what party she support.
No, I thought you were identifying a party according to party line.
No. Identifying my friends. Who are my friends? Because John time I lose all my P and them friends. so I accumulate friends from all sides of the political divide.
You lose your constituents.
Oh God! That I've been skinny a troublemaker, you know.
You lose your constituents.
Oh, that I've been skinny a troublemaker, right? Hey, I say, and some pep don't need no antics. What antics? We calling the man. Where is that? We called Senator Lutchmedial the other time. She pick up the phone. We called Jolene John and she pick up the phone. We called the mayor from Port of Spain, Martinez, and he pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Where's that one? We start a new drive here. We just calling people just out of the blues.
In fact, what location this incident took place?
Which one?
When the kids got shot. Actual location. Was it Port of Spain or Movan?
Independence Square.
Okay.
But look man, Ulrich boy. Ulrich boy.
Yeah, Ulrich say there for you, boy.
Ulrich boy. Ulrich. Oh God. I'm feeling real good now, boy. I'm feeling the party.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the but where you know what I thought Albert would have said that too,
Albert?
You know?
You always mess up in my name.
No, with Albert. Only know Trinidad.
It's Albert.
You know, only know Trinidadians is.
Albert.
Oh God. John, come my friend too now, man. Come on now. Look all the friends again. I know if Lana was here, Lana would have been my friend.
Yeah,
I know if the teacher was here, the teacher would have been my friend.
Oh,
if
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Ronnie would have been my friend. Wait.
Look, highly exposes the cell. Please answer me with a full 100 PNM and don't give Pepper a chance. Woo!
What do you mean I don't give him a chance? But we called Philip Alexander here 3 times. Highly, where's that one, boy? We called 3 times. We even booked him for the program too, Highly. Come on, Highly, man. Right? Joan told in feelings, boy. Joan said, Ulrich, Nadia, I'm happy for you guys. Joan, no told feelings, that man. Where's that one, Joan? So listen, Nadia, Joan, Rajvi, Hailey, Ulrich, Ijun, Julian. Put closing comments in the chat. Run the MC. Run the MC, welcome back, boy. We know only here for a short stay, but anytime you come back, we welcome you. Run the MC. Kapiza, put closing comments in the chat. So Run the MC, Kapiza, Hailey, Ulrich, Nadia, Rajvi, Joan. Put closing comments in the chat. Hailey, try to get a leader for winner. Tell your leader we want him to come. Rajvi too, eh? Tell me we want him to come in the village, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, John, pass song for winner. Pass closing song for winner, John. Baby, it had to be copyright free, eh? But Rajvi said nah. I mean, Hailey said nah. Why? Why, Hailey? Where's that one? Eh? He's supposed to. Right? He's supposed to want to come in the village? Eh? Banana?
Yeah.
Banana? What did you do?
What did I do? Brother Abdullah?
No, what did you do with Philip Edward Alexander?
Me? I ain't do Philip Alexander nothing.
Because Ali say he ain't coming.
Okay.
Ali will make it happen though.
My girls will come. Lima and Hadassah.
Yeah.
And the other young lady. Yeah, they came. They will come.
Very outstanding young ladies.
It's true that the other girl, her name escapes me now, but they will. Hadassah didn't come. The other girl came, but we'll get him to come.
But highly in politics, you had to try and change minds, boy. You can't say people minds already make up. You can't do that. You have to try and change minds. Look at Watson Duke doing it. Watson Duke all over the place. If Watson Duke can tell himself, you know what? I ain't wasting my time now. Nah. You have to try and change minds, man. That's the way it's supposed to be. Right? Yeah, you have to try and change minds. But anyway, my closing quote is, change does not roll in on wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle. And so we must straighten our backs and work for our freedom. A man can't ride you unless your back is bent. There you have it, folks. That's my closing comment. Go ahead, Anna.
Okay, I'm dealing with the situation in the Black community in Trinidad and Tobago, and the failure to rethink, restructure, retrain, retool, and resume control of schools in Black communities will produce yet another crop of non-competitive Black children. And Trinidad and Tobago must respond to new ideological, demographic, and political changes that are emerging. No other group is going to aid the Black Trinidadians in their need to become more educationally competitive. A solution will not appear out of the thin air. Schools in the Black communities must not only teach regular language and computational skills, but under Powernomics' National Plan for Education, they must diligently search for and use Black history and culture to engage, uplift, motivate, and improve Black children's academic competitiveness. These principles and policy recommendations are designed to correct many of the instructional weaknesses within the current system. The most detrimental is that.
I think we almost lost internet there. Let me see. Yeah. We are back. Can you guys hear me? I just noticed that. I think. Are you guys hearing me? Nadia or Rick, are you guys hearing me? Just let me know if you guys are hearing me. Because I think. Oh yeah, we back. I think we back. We just lost Diana. And we lost Gary as well. So let me read some of the closing comments all right, Nadia, thank you so much. Yeah, Rajvi, thank you. Let me read some of the closing comments and if we could get Diana and Gary back. So, oh God. Ulrich says if someone could call you dumb, it just goes to show how dumb they really are, but are too dumb to know. You know, Ulrich is funny, eh? I have something in my phone, right? I will read that for you guys, all right? I have this in my phone. I have it saved, right? Because I know there's a certain pattern that people just do certain things. So let me do this. Because I had to type it so often that what I do, I start, you know, you could start messages in WhatsApp. So like if you want to save a message in WhatsApp, you start it, right? So you could easily retrieve it whenever you want it, right? So we as Trinidadians, like to call people dunce. Yeah, Diana. Hold on, All right, yeah. We lost it for a little bit. So
Daddy PNM messing with me again, messing with me. But I'm the storm. I coming back with a vengeance. A vengeance.
So go ahead, you gotta start over.
Okay, 1 minute.
Yeah.
All right. Failure to rethink, restructure, retrain, retool, and resume control of schools in the Black communities will produce yet another crop of non-competitive Black children. Black Trinidadians must respond, the government of Trinidad must respond to new ideological, demographic, and political challenges that are emerging. No other group is going to aid African children in their need to become more educationally competitive. A solution will not appear out of thin air. Schools in the Black communities must not only teach regular language and computational skills, but under the Powernomics National Plan for Education, they must diligently search for and use Black history and culture to engage, uplift, motivate, and improve Black children's academic competitiveness. These principles and policies recommendations are designed to correct many of the instructional weaknesses within the current system. The most detrimental is that the system is ignoring the educational needs of most of the African children whilst miseducating the rest, according to Powernomics, Claude Anderson. This is your global ambassador and your poet bidding you auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night, beloved people.
You know, Diana, Dr. Claude Anderson also said a race that's taught to hate itself and love the world would become its own oppressor. Okay, so Ulrich kind of make me think about something. Ulrich says, Ulrich closing comments, if someone could call you dumb, it just goes to show how dumb they really are, but are too dumb to know. So, there's a pattern on social media where they call me, I'm a dunce, I'm an idiot, all kind of names, right? So I have this thing that I've saved it in my WhatsApp. And if you're in WhatsApp, there's something called starred messages, and you can star messages. And when it's starred, you can easily go back, and retrieve it quickly instead of having to go through all the messages. So this is the essence of the message, right? Growing up in Chumaka, Lavantel, my grandmother always told me it takes a dunce to know a dunce. So like they call me an idiot. So all I had to replace is replace dunce, right, with idiot, right? So it takes an idiot to know an idiot, right? So I just and I could do it like in 2 seconds. So every time, because you start to see a pattern happening where people, the name calling and things like that, and it just goes on and on and on and on. So I've kind of saved that now for whenever people are called all these. Hey, Diana, look, Wallafield Nuts just come, yes?
Yeah, Wallafield, long time no see.
Yeah, boy, a Wallafield Nuts, boy. The good thing about, Ulrich says, the good thing about truth is sometimes offend, but also educate. Have a blessed night. Same to you, Ulrich. Who's that, boy? Look, somebody just, let's get it. Let's get it, just come in. Capiza says, when you say Black children, does that include Indo children?
I ain't going there. It's too late. I sleepy. You can figure it out.
Hailey says, closing comments. Trinidadians like it so. People are ignorant to each other just to be ignorant. Perfect example, the PM. Trinidad is not in the right direction, just going in the right direction. Change is not in the future plan. Randy MC says it's better to stay quiet and let people think you're a fool and open your mouth and erase all doubt. Wallafield not just come in. He say good night, my beautiful Diana.
Oh Lord, you're here and he already go fight.
I don't know why they fight. Don't got to fight.
Richard, Rennie, and Richard go fight.
Yeah, all of Richard's fighting, boy. Nadia says, closing comments. Blessed night, everyone. Stay safe, and God bless all of us. One love.
Eugene Julian, after a great interview with the senator, all you went rogue then to church. Yeah, Eugene. Hallelujah.
Praise God, Jesus. Oh God. Yeah. Eugene, Eugene, I know you're waking up tomorrow and going to church. So where's that one? I called Eugene one time. Eugene said, "Handsome, I can't talk to you now when I'm in church." Eugene was taking communion. Rajvi closing comment is, Cost Kamala, stop all youth program. We ended up here. And all they wanted to play Russian roulette with the children future. I don't know why you want to cost Kamala, Rajvi. Oh God. Boy, highly boy. All right. I think that's it for the closing comments.
All right, what song you going out with?
No, did I ask somebody? Did I ask? I asked Joan to put in a song, but like.
I'll go with one I sent you then.
Let me see.
All right. So good night, people.
Yeah. Okay. Rennie Mohammed says we are all one people under the same sun. All right. So we go to the sharing screen was canceled. What is that? Oh, I canceled it. Tab. Okay, folks. Good night to everyone. Blessings. We're gonna go out with a merchant and think about the children.
Betty Lou have 6 children with Sam, but like neither of them cares a damn. They always fighting, cursing. How you expect those children to grow up if the parents and them don't stop and try to bring up their kids in a proper way and be proud of them in later days? Think about the children. Not later, but now. Think about the children. Not later, right now. Think about the children.
This is Caribbean Night.
Sam don't want to look for work at all. Every cent he had gambled take all. The children crying, but she leaving 6 little children all alone. Well, Sam, he gone to drink and roam. Where is the love, care and attention the children need? Betty Lou, you and Sam better take heed and think about the children. Not later, but now. Think about the children. Not later, right now. Think about the children. Let me give me that mean mouth. Get that pussy like dog pout. I can do this without talk. better than that, I know. Cause Sam have a trade and she could sew. But they're not trying to make their life better. Poor kids, what kind of adults would they grow to be if they're not brought up properly? Lord, it's a burning shame. Betty Lou and Sam don't know how much they're doing these children harm. Think about the children. Not later, but now. Think about the children. Not later, right now. Think about the children. Think about the children. You must. Think about the children. You must. Think about the children. Think about the children.
I'm your host, Lady V, and CITV